Hello everybody, welcome Kings of War live stream. Now hopefully you can see this and the picture quality is adequate. Got the armies set up on the table, we've got the scenario picked, we've got objectives down. So just waiting for a bit of confirmation from the audience that everything's coming through okay. Haven't tried this setup before, using a webcam microphone as well, which is different to my usual setup. Very exciting news, we've got a double webcam setup for this game as well. So, a little sneak preview. Let's look at this. If we switch to camera 2, we can do nice sweeping action shots and look through the armies in nice close-up detail there. Very, very nice. Waiting audience confirmation before we start going through everything, that you can actually see all this okay. And that looks pretty good quality actually. This is my inferior webcam that I'm using for the close-ups, but it doesn't look too bad at all. So let's turn that off for the moment. And Ryan says we're good to go. Excellent news. So we've got Abyssal Dwarfs versus Orcs, and we're on the Smoke and Mirrors scenario. So you probably can't see them right now, but I'll point you to the objectives in a minute. It'll be easier when we've got all the units moved out of the way. But this is my side of the table, and over there, representing the Orcs on that side. So you can just see, you can see a bit of face there. The camera's directly above us, so any questionable hairlines will be revealed over the course of this game.
Stand back.
Alright then, so let's go through the lists, shall we? Let's get the close-up cam and look at each individual unit and go down, shall we? That will be a novel experience. So, camera 2. There we go. So, let's go through the Orcs. What have we got over here?
We have the Great Axe Horde with the Potion of the Caterpillar as one of our big units. Small regiment of Orclins, nice little distraction, get in the way. A regiment of Morax with the Bruce Sharpness, so hitting on 2s, which is very nice. We've got a Troll Horde with the Staying Stone, to help them out with their nerve. One more little regiment of Orclins, and then a second Troll Horde with Dwarven Ale. We have a Troll Bruiser, so these guys, with the Chalice of Wrath. We then have one War Drum and a troop of Skulks. Up next, 2 characters, got 2 Crudgers. One has just got the Loot of Insatiable Darkness, this guy, so he's got Bane Chant, and this one has got Gakamak's Bloody Banner. So he gives a wild charge boost to the Horde of Great Axe.
Very tasty.
We've then got a God Speaker with Bane Chant, so he's replacing his Fireball with Bane Chant for free. We've got a Horde of Orclins, again nice and cheap, a troop of Skulks, and last over here in this corner we have another regiment of Morax with the Bruce Strength for a bit of extra crushing.
There we go, 2,000 points of Orcs, and we've reached the full limit of the extension for camera 2 there. So, onto the Abyssal Dwarfs. Down here we've got a horde of Greater Obsidian Golems. We've got a regiment of Half-Breeds with the Pipes of Terror, making them truly terrifying. We've got 2 Angkor Heavy Mortars. We've got Masusu, Susan. We've got a Hexcaster with Weakness instead of Hex. We've got an Ironcaster with Surge and Heal. We've got Bracky, who has a nice little combo with the Pipes of Terror over here, reducing enemy nerve quite significantly. We've got the Greater Obsidian Golem, we've got Gargoyles, we've got another Lesser Obsidian Golem Horde, and we've got a Horde of Black Souls over at that end, just out of range of the extension of camera 2 here. And there's 2,000 points of Abyssal Dwarfs. So, because a lot of tournaments have been cancelled or will be cancelled over the next few weeks, then these are the lists that we were planning to take to the Clash at Kingston event, which is a 2,000 point tournament supposed to be happening in about a week's time, I think, if I remember correctly. But it's been cancelled, so we thought, why not just get the lists out and see how it goes? No trophies available, of course, so why not? And it'll keep everyone entertained during these dark times as well, if you're not out looting the supermarkets as we speak. So, it's time to start deployment. I don't think we'll be doing this on the clock because we're going to try and talk quite clearly through which unit is doing what so you can follow along easily.
Yep.
And straight into deployment. So
We need to roll off, don't we?
yes, because we didn't actually roll to see which side we went on. We just decided both sides were pretty even, and I'm having this side just because all the computer stuff's over here. So we're going to roll off to see who deploys the first unit. And it's going to be the Orcs.
Right.
I'm going to check my list to make sure I've not missed any artifacts out.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a copy of mine because my printer's broken.
But you've got those handy little cards anyway.
But I have used the cards, which do get in the way a little bit, and some people don't like them, but they'll remind me what artifacts I've got and things. So,
and you've just terrified the whole world by coughing now.
Yeah.
During this outbreak.
But we're more than a metre away.
So that's okay then.
Fine. The Great Axe Horde, I think, is going to start over on this side.
Got a few viewers already.
So the Great Axe is going to start there.
Yeah, and when we finish deployment, I'll do the close-up commentary where all the objectives are as well. So let's have this Golem Horde immediately right in the centre, and of course the Shamblings, they don't care about starting off on a piece of difficult terrain or obstacle, so they're going to go right there.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to put Gakamak Bloody Banner and this Horde.
No Gakamak, but he has sent his banner along to make up for his absence.
Yes.
Right, then we will have the Greater Obsidian Golem right there. So putting down my big stuff straight away, just to terrify the opposition.
Okay. Where's mine? So the Brew Sharpness Morak. I'm going to go this side.
Okay. Ryan is saying the video's frozen up. It looks okay to me, this. Maybe that's just his issue. If anyone else is having problems, then let me know. We'll see what we can do about that. Okay, next. So we've got some juicy units over there. Let's have a horde of Black Souls right there.
Okay. And let's go for
Bazooka says it froze on his phone, but reopening it seemed to work. Yeah, so if anyone's got any frozen video issues, obviously try refreshing it first.
let's have some Skulks.
Skulks right out on the edge.
Yep.
Let's go for half-breeds. Right there.
Okay. Let's go for Second Morax Regiment.
Okay.
With the Brew Strength.
Yes, there's not a huge amount of height in this Orc army.
No.
Compared to usual. Let's go for Golems right out here. So not putting all the Golems together for a change. How about that to mix things up?
Terrifying.
Keeping you on your toes there.
Absolutely terrifying. The War Drum is going to go with the Morax.
Pesky War Drum. Okay, let's have Brecky, the Braxter himself, right here with his super duper inspiring abilities. Right in the middle of the army there.
And we'll have another Trudger with the Loot.
Yeah, there's a lot of Bane chant to be thrown around in this army,
Yeah, there's
and
a
I
little bit
don't
of
like
Bane.
it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of Bane chant. I feel like it probably works quite well with the amount of attacks that the Morax have.
Okay, I think it's time to put down the Ironcaster. And he's going to sit right there in these units.
Okay. And we have a God Speaker. He's going to go here as well.
Okay, I think it's time to put the Hexcaster down. So the weakness Hexcaster.
Okay.
Let's have the Hexcaster. Let's go right here behind the Ironcaster.
And
still quite a few Orc units left to go down.
There is. Let's go for some more Skulk.
This is a situation where I wouldn't mind having the Scrying gem.
These Skulks are going to go next to the Great Actard.
Okay, and we're actually going to have to put some of the stuff down that I would like to save to last, but you can't save everything to last. So let's stick one of the mortars down. Right, let's go like that.
Okay.
So just overlooking the centre, not really paying any attention to what's going on this side.
Okay. Go for, I think, a regiment of Orclings. I think these are going to go right up at this top end, near where your board is. Like so.
Okay, let's go for gargoyles. And as you might expect, they're hiding behind another unit.
Yep.
Who's next?
Let them see.
Like it's going to be some Orclings again.
Yep, some more Orclings. And these are going to go. They're going to go right behind that wall. Just measure.
Okay, so there's still that huge, scary blob of trolls to put down.
Yep, there's still a lot of trolls.
So let's have Basusu. Does Basusu care about skulks? Nope. Basusu is going to come right there.
Okay.
There's still 3 or 4 Orc units to go down. I've only got 1 mortar left.
Let's go for some more Orclings.
That means I'm going to have to put my mortar down without seeing where any of the trolls are.
And more Orclings on that side.
Okay, now my instinct is telling me that Orclings don't go anywhere on their own, so there's surely going to be trolls over there.
Could be, could be.
But do I want to put a mortar there and risk only having Orclings to shoot at for the whole game?
160 points of Orclings for your mortar.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's really worth it. So let's hedge our bets a bit and put the mortar right here, so it can potentially see over there, and also everyone else as well. So behind the woods, but it's got like 2 nice big arcs to see through there.
Okay.
There we go. That's all my stuff down.
Okay. So let's go for trolls with the dwarven ale.
With those extra drops, you can really overload a table section that I wasn't expecting, can't you?
Yeah, I think they're going to go there. Next troll horde. this side.
Looking like a very meaty centre there.
And then where's the bruiser going to go? I think the bruiser's going to go down here.
It may be the tallest troll bruiser I've seen. Is that the one that used to be your giant?
He did use the giant, yeah, so I've just shrunk his base. Because he's actually not that much taller than the other trolls, and compared to the new giants.
Yeah, he's about the height of a new giant, isn't he?
The new giants, which are absolutely enormous. So what, he's going to go this side. I've got that mortar there. Right.
Chris says, what's the scenario? It is smoke and mirrors, so I'm going to get the close-up cam and show you where all the objectives are now. So, in this scenario, you place 5 of the bluff tokens on your opponent's half, and then at the end of each round, each player will flip over 1 of the objectives on their own half. So slowly throughout the game, you'll start to see where the valuable tokens are. So let's get the close-up cam in the action here. There we go. So on my side, let's go through the army here. So there's Susan, then we've got one of the tokens here. There's one right back in this corner. And then there's another one behind the half-breed there. So we've got 3 tokens in this corner. Then the other 2 are both in this vicinity here on my side. So around this kind of blob of death I've got with the couple of golem units. There's nothing down that end. On the orc side, we've got one right out there, next to the difficult terrain there. Then we've got 3 in a bit of a triangle in the centre here, which there's quite a lot of orc units there deployed around that spot. And we've got another one out here in the woods. And you can see kind of the lay of the land there. Okay, as we go through, I'll do some more juicy close-ups. And let's just get camera 2 off again. So before we start, I'm going to just quickly take a few pictures as well so I can do a nice still image battle report, because a couple of people were saying, oh no, you're not going to just do video battles, are you now? I prefer the analytical tactical breakdown. So we are going to have some of this as well. It takes a very short time to take all the pictures though. If you've ever played me at a tournament, then you'll know how fast and seamless it is. And it's the Orcs. Again, and get a nice picture of the objectives as well. There, Blunt A, Blunt B, and then a couple of outlying danglers. Okay, so let's have the roll-off to see who's going to get the choice of going first or second then.
Well, I've got scouts first.
Oh yeah,
so
you've got your sculpts, haven't you?
I've got sculpts, so I don't think you've got any, so I'll do the scout moves. Now, Susan can fly 20, can't you?
Yep.
So they're just going to move.
So you'll want to move to about 19 inches away, I think.
Slightly out of her charge range. I'm just going to pivot slightly like that. And this unit are going to
deforestation already.
Just move into the forest. Again, just out of her charge range.
Is that all the scouts?
And that's it.
Yes, yeah. Having Susan over there is a bit of a scout deterrent. They don't want to go too far, do they?
They don't.
Have they got 24-inch or 18-inch range?
I think they're down to 18 now because the short bow. So,
yeah, do they have steady aim as well?
They don't have steady aim. They have 18-inch short bows. Yeah.
Okay.
I think they can be given steady aim with a character.
Alright, so I've got 6 there, so I've won the roll off. And do I want to go first or second? I think that there's a possibility of turn 7 in this game. Going first would let me to actually advance a bit and get some shots off.
Yeah.
Going second would allow me to pounce on objectives right at the end. I think I'm going to go first anyway. So,
if in doubt, go first.
That's one way of looking at it. If you're commenting along, then you can refrain from posting any tactical hints for either side, if you would like. And if you want to do that, just wait till after the video is finished. That would be a good time to do that. If you spot any rules that played incorrectly, feel free to comment on those immediately though, so we can correct them. if the corrections are there in a timely fashion.
Yeah. And a good question for the audience, because I've got the Orcish skull poles, and we're not 100% sure, or I'm not 100% sure, as to when you can pop the skull pole. Is it before you declare your roll to hits in melee, or can you roll the hits and then choose to pop it before you roll for damage? Not 100% sure how the way it's worded.
Yeah, the way it's worded in the book, it says before you roll to damage. So does that mean before you roll your attacks in general, or before you do the second roll during the attacks, which is the damage roll?
Yeah.
It's not 100% clear in there.
Which would be more favourable and does make them a bit more worth taking, because at the minute it's not always easy to know when to pop them, because you don't know how good your roll's going to be. So.
Okay, got all the vital equipment out. And let's roll. So, you haven't got really any speed in this army, have you?
No, it's quite slow on this one.
Who's got the wild charge?
So the Moraks have got their own D3 wild charge.
And they're speed 5.
And they're speed 5 normally.
Yeah.
And then the Great Axe are speed 5, but the Bloody Banner gives them wild charge 1. So they can charge 11.
Okay. So you're outspeeding my foot dwarves and probably my golems with everything. Although I've been neglecting the fact that this guy had a speed boost in this edition to speed 6.
Yeah.
So I'll have to remember that this time. Golems moving up. Let's have a bit of a pivot there. And everybody else moving up as well. Knocking over walls on their way, obviously.
Taking the wall.
Then a bit more deforestation, I think we'll have here. So the greater golem is going to sit right there. 6-inch move, how luxurious. 4-inch move for the Ironcaster, because he's going to want to surge somebody. And Hexcaster moving up there. Let's just make sure that I've got range to cast his spell on somebody. Yeah, 24-inch range on the old weakness. So even if I'm not going to be allowing any charges next turn, I can still use the damaging aspect of it. Then we've got some units that can move a bit further if they want. Does Susan immediately want to just land right in front of the enemy? It's tempting because the chances of them killing Susan are quite slim. She could get double charged, but they're Orclings and they'd be going over a wall, so how scary is that really?
Well, they might take a fly off her.
They might, but...
But she's still fairly mobile, isn't she?
Yeah. She'd be able to see over the Orclings as well, wouldn't she?
Yeah, the height 0.
Yeah, so...
Which I don't think has changed in this edition.
Let's fly 20, land right in front of the enemy chaff, and just face that way.
Oh no, the height 1. Orclings are height 1. But not that makes a difference to her.
Okay, and then these bad boys. I'm not that eager to be pushing forwards on this side because there's a lot of death over there. Let's see. Let's have Bracky. So that would be 8 inches. Let's have these guys going 8 as well. I might change this in a second. I'm going to have to measure something. That would be 8 for them. These guys, that would be their full move to there. Now let's just make sure I've not got in anyone's charge range here. So you said they're 10 plus wild charge D3.
Yeah.
So as long as I'm outside 13.
Yeah.
So everyone's all right. It does make me question whether I actually want to do any surging this turn though, because I could leave somebody in range to get double charged, which would be a bad idea. So let's just gargoyle up there, and I think we'll do without surge. We are going to do some shooting, of course, though. So first things first.
And just so I don't do anything sneaky, just one for you.
Yeah.
I think the skulls can actually benefit from the Bloody Banners wild charge as well, because they are still heavy infantry, so they could potentially go 11.
Can they?
Yeah.
So it's not just the horde.
No, it's heavy infantry.
So they could potentially have an 11
So they potentially could, yeah. Just so you know. Which I only just thought about then, to be fair.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But I think you're far enough away there.
Yeah, so it affects all large infantry, does it?
All heavy infantry.
All heavy infantry, that's it.
Yeah. Obviously, apart from the Moraks, because they have their own.
Yeah.
But the only other heavy infantry in this list is the Skulks, really.
Okay. Let's fire some morties then. Okay. So we've got mortars right here. I think you can see them on the camera. Right at the bottom. So who shall we fire at? let's get a close-up cam here. This is going to be some excitement. So we've got mortar here and there, and looking out into this blob of enemies, which one are we going to shoot at? Probably can't see the trolls with anybody, so I'm going to have to go for one of those regiments, which are a bit more killable than that horde over there. I think we're going to shoot through this firing lane there and go for those regiments. Okay, off goes the camera. Here we go.
So you can see sort of right through there. You can obviously.
Yeah, so I think they can both see the unit that's touching the hill, but not the one on that side. I think this one would struggle to see that one there. So this one is going to go for the unit on the hill. Nice blue Swords of Summer dice.
Does it class as being on the hill? Is it enough of it on the hill?
They're not on the hill, so if I was shooting at them with something that was affected by cover, you would get cover, because you're not actually on the hill, you're just visible to me.
Because the leader point's on there.
Because any point of the unit is on the hill.
Any point's on there, right.
Okay, here we go.
I still don't understand hill rules.
1 hit.
Okay.
That's going to be 4 hits in total. And 4 wounds.
Yep.
So what's their nerve?
The 15 usually, fearless. With the drum, they get +2, so they're 17.
Right, and you've got some healing abilities, haven't you?
No healing in this list.
No healing at all?
Nope.
Right, so it's not that imperative that I chip away at all the different units, or just pile it up on one unit. I could chip away on multiple units. Let's shoot at the other unit in that case with this one then. So that one right there.
Okay.
Here we go. 2 hits. Outrageous. Okay, the first one, 5, and the second one, that didn't roll properly. I'm going to do that again because it just landed straight on 3 again. 3 for that one. So 8 hits in total. This could be painful. And there's 2 failures there, but of course everything's vicious apart from Asusu. So one of them still failed. So there's 7 wounds on that unit. So that's a very painful start.
This is why nobody likes Abyssal Dwarf players.
I need to save these mortar rolls for tournaments though. It's a total waste.
Yeah.
Okay, then we've got. Let's go for the Hexcaster with his weakness.
Yeah.
And which unit do we want to weaken? I don't think there's going to be any charges next turn, so it's just who we want to damage a bit more. Let's go for this unit here, the one that's on 4 wounds. 2 hits. And piercing 1 on this.
Okay, 3s.
2 wounds.
1 to 6.
Okay, so we've heavily damaged 2 units there. And I haven't got any other ranged attacks to speak of. So let's just go straight to the nerve rolls. Let's try these golden troll white dice here. So let's have the unit that's on 7 damage first.
Yeah.
Nope, that's 3.
Okay.
And the unit that's on 6 damage. 8. That would be 14 total.
So, yeah, okay.
Okay, so that is a good start though with damage.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the end of my turn. So I'm just going to take some quick pictures of it for the still image battle report that people love so much for the juicy tactical insight. So we've got some movement. Not a huge amount of movement yet, but the mortars did a very nice job here. Chipping away, and can't forget this contribution as well. So let's see. There we go. And the Susu flew up over there. And then a nice wide shot. Okay, turn 1 for the Orcs.
Okay.
By the way, if anyone's wondering why I have the sound set to go off every time I take a picture with this camera, it's because otherwise it's not clear when you've taken a picture, because it's a touch screen and it's not very sensitive.
Very thorough as always. Right, so what we're going to do with our heavily damaged Morax, so that's not looking good for the start of the game. But here we go. The Orclings over on this side are going to move. So they're going to go forward up into that difficult terrain. As are the regiment. I'm just going to mark where your black souls. So they speed 4 or 5 black souls?
4. So
4,
just a charge range of 8. So it's not very long at all.
So they could potentially go to on that side. Okay. And your big guy hiding in the forest can go 12, can
That is correct. 12-inch charge for him. And of course he's got Strider as well, so he doesn't care about being in the woods.
Yep. So this unit are going to move.
Are they staying out of his charge?
They're staying out of the big guy's charge.
Yep.
I know you've got your cavalry there, but they're pretty heavily damaged now anyway, so I don't suspect they're going to survive too long. The Crudgeon will move up behind that building, and the Wardroom will move up. Let's just check the arc on this cavalry as well, because it can actually go a lot further this way than we think.
Yeah, people do have a tendency, if something's not directly opposite you, you kind of forget that it's a threat sometimes. It happens a lot with big flyers, I found.
So this Morax unit is going to move up. And that would be, you're in range, but I think you'd be in their flank there anyway, so you won't be able to do that with that unit.
Yeah, so have you got those units too, those two perfectly lined up then, so I can't possibly get into the flank.
And that's out, and the big guy is out.
So it's important to point out when you're perfectly lining up your units, just to make sure no one gets any sneaky flanks on them.
And then the trolls.
Anyone's just joining, by the way, the scenario is smoke and mirrors. So at the end of this term, we are going to see how much some of the objectives are worth.
There's lots of little red dice to mark out how far things can charge. Again, just want to look at this guy.
Got a pretty decent wide arc there, hasn't he?
Yeah, he can go pretty far as well. Trolls are going to move up.
So they're staying out of his range as well.
They stay out of his range, and stay out of the range of these as well. They have to be about there.
So those orcs that are on the hill, they are still. I think, does that make them the same height as my golems, or does it make them taller? How high are the orcs?
Height 2 and 3 and 5, are they?
Height 2, so that's a total of height
5.
5. No, 6, because the hill's height 3 as well. These guys are height 4. So at the moment, the orcs and the trolls are higher than this. Okay.
Oh, the trolls you're talking about, yeah.
And the orcs as well.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
So that leaves them open to being charged by gargoyles, potentially, which we know is like a death sentence for any unit.
Yeah. Right. And down here, I think the sculptor, they're going to have to charge Susan. Why not?
Why not, indeed?
We might get lucky, roll some nice dice, you never know. So I believe they hit and then fall upon her like that.
She would actually form up to you. So you would hit her direct on there, and then she would turn, and then you would align so you're in the centre.
There we go. And where's my arc template? Yes, the Arclings could have gone in as well, couldn't they?
I think they still can.
Yeah,
I know they would have to go in first, I think, because they're so short.
Yeah, I don't think they want to. I think they're going to go this way.
You don't want to tie down all your chaff fighting with Susu.
So they're going to hop over the wall. The skulks are going to stay where they are. And the Great Axe on 2.
You've got 2 distinct blobs of death.
Yeah.
One of them's looking a bit worse for wear, though, for those mortar.
It is, yeah.
Oh, the trolls are moving through the great axe, are they?
The trolls are going to pop through there, staying out of the charge range of the big dude.
Okay. Interesting.
The horde will move up slightly to there. Budget. And I think, do you know what? I think the big guy, he might pop through them.
Okay.
Okay. And that's that for movement. So shooting, the skulks that didn't move in the forest there are going to shoot at your cavalry.
Okay.
They are 8 attacks, hitting on 5s, and they've not moved, and there's no cover. And they'll miss.
Is that not a single hit?
That's not a single
That
hit.
is.
Not a
That takes some
single one.
skill to miss with every shot.
It does, you're right. There's no need to do any bane chances, no regions. I think that's it for shooting, and there's just one combat down here.
Okay.
So there's the skulks. So 8 attacks on Susan. And they also melee on 5s. So let's see if these can do any better.
That's a bit more like it.
That's a bit better. We've got 4 hits.
Okay, defense 5.
And the crush 1 because they're orcs. So 4s. 1 damage.
A wound.
A wound.
So can you get a cheeky 6/6 waiver, which would be quite funny?
Let's go for it. No, we can't.
No, 3 instead. So
3.
not quite the 6/6 that was required.
I believe that's your turn 2.
Okay, so before we go on to turn 2, we have to flip over some tokens.
Yeah.
So let's roll off to see who flips one first. It's going to be me.
Good for you.
So I will reveal. Let's have a look at this one under here.
Okay.
So let's get the close cam for this, because this is going to be some exciting drama. So I'm going to flip this token here behind my Black Soul Horde, and it is worth 1 point. Okay. And what about the Orcs? Which one are you flipping first?
Okay, we're going to go for. There's a lot of stuff going on around here. So let's see what this one's worth.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's a big fat 0 in the woods. So
Okay,
0 token, so we can just take that one off the table.
Discard that.
And we can now move on to turn 2. Put the dice over there, and I'll just take a picture of what the token was worth. So that one's worth 1.
And the 0.
And the 0, let's just put it back on for a picture there. And it can go away. Right, turn 2 for the Abyssal Dwarfs. Do we want to declare some charges here? We've obviously got the range. Susan, what do you want to do? She's tempted to get involved in the action, but does she just want to fight this unit?
See off the skulks.
Or does she want to attack somebody else? Or does she just want to land somewhere? Very interesting. Certain units on the table would kill her quite easily, I think. So she doesn't want to just throw her life away willy-nilly. I think what she's going to do is charge this unit of skulks here instead.
Okay.
So I'm going to do her regen roll first, now that I've declared that. And she does not get her wound back. And she'll do her bounce off move, face that way, and just.
But she can't fly.
Oh, that's right. She can't fly, but she is still an individual. She can go like that, then use her pivot in there. There we go. So if she wasn't an individual, she probably wouldn't have been able to pull that one off. Okay. That's Susan into the action. What do we want to do with the half-breeds and Bracky? Do we want to just at least smush into something? I've also got the gargoyles that can be thrown in to cause a bit of a blockage when the time is right as well. So, what I'm thinking, let's move these guys forward 5 inches first. then the gargoyles could go. I'm going to mark where the gargoyles are because I might change my mind on this one in a minute.
Okay.
So that's where the unit is. Turning around, flying that way, so they could stop there, which leaves them a bit of a nuisance position for the enemy to deal with. Then don't think that leaves me with the option for a double charge on this unit, but I don't really need it. So I think the half-breeds will charge that unit on their own without Brecky. So he's going to get out of the way first, so what should we do with him? Do we want to charge him into the trolls? He's the same height as them, so the giant horde behind isn't going to be able to help out in combat. Potentially important. So I think Brecky is going to charge the trolls.
Okay.
On his own, right there.
Yep.
Half-breeds charging into this unit.
Uh-huh.
They're definitely in range there. So pivot and plop.
Yep.
And enough space to line up perfectly there. I think there could have been enough space there for double charge, but it's totally unnecessary. And then the big guy, do we want to move him forward? Is he going to open himself up for being flanked? Let's just pivot this unit. We now know there's objectives over here that are worth something. So I'm going to make sure I'm not going to get flanked by Orcs, though. That would be a terrible idea, I think. But we can't pivot that far.
Yeah, you don't want your nice big horde taken out by a meagre regiment of Orcs.
Okay, there we go. Now it's a bit more complicated in the middle. These guys are just going to push straight forward. And I'm tempted to not even check to see if they're going to get flanked by Orclings, because they wouldn't care either way. Hindered Orclings against a defense 6 horde of golems. It might even be better if I open up my flank to them. Let's see. I don't think I'll be able to charge anyone over there next turn regardless, so it's not that big of an issue. Let's... Big guy. So I don't want him really to get charged in the flank by a Troll Bruiser.
How far can Troll Bruisers go? I think the speed's 6.
Yeah, so 12, he could get to about there. So I think I should be safe.
I've not used a Troll Bruiser before, to be fair, and speed 6.
So let's send him forward to there. And make sure he's out of range of the Bruisey.
Yeah.
And then I could turn him that way. Let's just make sure that he's out of range of the Bruiser now. You want to double check from your side as well.
Do you ever need the fancier sticks that people have been
otherwise I'll have to move a bit further.
I think you're about 12 out there. I think you're okay.
Okay. So safe from the Bruiser.
I say that now, but on my turn you're getting in the rear.
Facing that way. So let's check these Orcs. I think I've got everyone. I would have that unit in the flank, but I don't think they've got any way of reaching it.
No. I think they're a bit stuck.
They wouldn't be able to get to the flank, certainly. And this unit, I think I could, if I was to surge them forward, I would have to I'd have to get probably 8 out of 8 to end up with trolls in the flank.
Yeah.
But I might not want to do that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I might even shuffle them sideways a bit. Because I can see the units on the hill over the top of them, so I'm not worried about blocking line of sight here. Okay, and let's just check this now. No, I still wouldn't be in there, even if I turn around. And I don't think any unit's going to fit through this gap to my casters. But even then, I'd be out of range regardless, so they can just stay where they are. They're not in danger right now. And I think that is everything moved.
Okay.
So we can do some shooting now. Let's go for the orange dice for the mortars this time. So let's fire this one at the damaged unit up there.
Yeah, because you can see over your unit because I'm on the hill.
Here we go. No hits. The other one is going to go for that unit as well, now that I've missed with the first one. Ooh, no hits again.
Yay!
Then we're going to cast weakness on them as well. They've got a lot of attacks.
Okay.
And I might be able to finish them off with this spell even.
Yeah, it's possible.
2 hits. And 3s to wound with that nice bit of piercing. So 1 wound on them.
Puts them on 7.
And they're weak for next turn as well. If you want to mark them with something to show that.
Yeah, I've got some tokens somewhere.
And do I want to surge anybody? Probably not at this stage.
They are weak.
So that's going to be all my shooting done there. So they need a nerve check. Let's go for these Northern Kings dice.
Okay.
The first time I used them at a tournament the other week, they double 1. So let's find out. I need about, what do I need? About 10. Twice as well.
Yeah.
It could happen. Here we go. There's 9.
Hey, it's the Northern Kings. Thank you very much.
They're fearless, aren't they, as well?
They are fearless, yeah.
Okay, so on to combat.
Okay.
Let's start with Basusu. 7 attacks on the skulks. Here we go. On 3s. 4 hits. And 2s to wound.
Yeah.
4 wounds.
4 wounds on the skulks.
And what nerve are we looking at for them?
Very, very low. 9-11, I think. 9-11, yeah.
Okay, let's go for the blue dice. 5.
4 plus 5 is 9.
So that's Waver.
They're wavered.
Okay. Then we've got Bracky. 6 attacks on the trolls.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get many hits at all.
2 hits.
Vicious.
Oh, yeah.
So
Wonder. What crushes he? 3?
he's crushed 3 unless they lowered it, so let me just check.
Yeah, if he's crushed 3, that's a wound.
Let me check on the old Braxter. Crushing 3.
Okay, so that's 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
To the trolls.
Yeah, plus dread as well.
Plus dread.
So it's effectively going to be 3 for the purposes of this roll.
Okay.
And 6, so they'll be fine.
They're fine.
And oh, it nearly hooked your tree there. Oops. And we've got the half-breeds now. So 16 attacks. 3s and 2s.
Yeah, 3s and 2s. This could be painful.
I'm hoping it's painful. So it looks like 6 misses there.
Yeah.
So
we are on 7 damage, don't forget already. So.
Yep. And 2s with vicious as well.
Yep.
So how many viciouses are we going to have to re-roll? 4. And one of them was still a failure, so there's 9 wounds there.
9 on to 7 puts them on to 16, so they're in double 1 territory.
Plus the pipes of terror as well, if that wasn't bad enough. Let's go for the orange dice then.
Yeah.
And then once I don't roll double 1 with these, we'll go for the white ones. So an obscenely high one there, and a high one there as well.
Okay, so that's 1 unit of Morax down.
So 1 unit toasted.
Probably my favourite unit, because that's the Brew of Sharpness unit.
Now, the question is here, do I try overrunning? Oops. So, let's see. If I overrun, I'm not sure if the trolls can actually see me as it is. Trolls can't. So, if I overrun, these guys were a bit further up the hill, weren't they? Like there.
Yeah, they were.
Units. Do I hold them in the spot they're supposed to be in?
They're in line with.
And let's see. Right, so I'd have to get them at the back of my unit beyond that point, which is about 3.5 inches. So I need to roll 4 to get out their charge arc.
Yep.
It's tempting because I think a hit in the front is going to kill the half-breeds anyway. So I think I will try and risk that overrun on an orange dice and try and get 4+.
Okay.
Or do I even want to do that and then open up the flank of the big boy? Although they are weakened as well, aren't they?
They're weakened.
Are they just crush 0?
No, they're crush 1 because they've got the brew strength. So with the weakened, they're crush 1.
Yeah, so maybe this was a bad idea. So I might have to pivot them though. I don't want to leave his flank open. So let's see. Centre of the unit there. Everything around. Don't want to overlap their base, so I think that's about as far as it could go. So I've definitely got them in the front now.
Okay.
And I'm going to check on that with the old laser to make sure, but it looks like it. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. And I want to see if these trolls can see me now. No. Okay, so that's the best I can do there. So I will accept that. Is that all the combat?
Yes, it looks like it.
I think it is. So I'll just take some quick pictures of that.
Okay, I'm going to try and let these go, see if they stay there, but we know what they can charge and what they can't.
Yep. So I'll move up there. Charge and a kill. Wounds. And wounds and a waver there. All that. And the mortars didn't hit anything. So I'm just going to take a picture of the floor to represent that. That's always exciting. And on to Orc turn 2.
Okay. Right. Yes, Orc turn 2. We're not up to tokens yet.
Nope.
Right. So what we're going to do? So first of all, there's this big scary unit over here that's sort of not. No, it's quite forgettable at the minute because it's not really doing a lot, but it's very, very dangerous.
While you're doing some movement, I'm going to get on the old close-up cam here.
Okay.
And give people a bit of a battlefield overview.
So I think the regiment of Orclins are going to charge into your Golem Horde.
Okay.
So they're in the front, like that. Try and slow them down a bit. And then moving to the middle. So I've got a few targets, but what do we do and in what order? So your cavalry is defense 4, if I'm right in thinking?
That is correct. So they're not
okay, so
the toughest.
It's not particularly high defense, is it? So what I'm thinking I might do is try and gang up on that Golem Horde. Because if I can have a good round of combat on that and take it out, that might change the game. So I think what I might do is try and charge the Morax and the Trolls into the Golem Horde.
Okay.
That's the wounds for the Morax. And just ignore that cavalry unit for now. So I think I can do that. Do you agree? So I think they can go forward. That can clear the edge.
Yeah, I think you'd be moving that unit in first, probably.
Yeah.
And I think they should be able to definitely do it.
They only need a slight pivot. Get past them. Oops.
Yep, and then they'll go to their final position, and then the trolls go in.
I think they're going to do that. They are weakened, aren't they? Let's not forget that.
Yep.
And they're on 7 damage.
So they're going all in on these golems.
They're going all in on the golems. Yeah.
No pressure on them at all. Just this golem staring straight into their flank. No worries there.
Yeah, but they're not worried about that because
if they kill the unit, they'll be fine. Anyway.
First of all, they're going to kill the units. They're going to be fine. And if they don't, you'd probably just mortar them off anyway.
Yeah, they're already wounded, so do they really care about being flanked?
Who cares? And your cavalry, I think the drum and the crudger are going to have a crack at your cavalry and just see what they can do. Or actually, a better idea. I think the drum might go in the flank of the gargoyles.
Oh,
that's a sneaky one, isn't it?
Very sneaky.
So I think he might go in there like that.
If the wardroom ever had the time to shine, it would probably be flanking gargoyles.
That is the time for it to shine. And then the crudger can go into the cavalry.
Okay.
Okay. I've got 2 regen on the trolls down here. Let's try that. Nope. And they weren't wavered, were they? So they can countercharge Bracky, or they can withdraw. But I'm not sure if they can get a charge on the gargoyles. Do they just want to kill Bracky instead? try to. Interesting. If they withdrew an inch, I'm not sure they could charge that because.
Yeah, they might end up being stuck if they have to move. So if you go back an inch, let's get the old
Just turn him around to
inch marker out.
Turn him around so his hand doesn't count.
Yep.
They're an inch.
So you could go up to an inch back.
Yeah. Yeah, this would have to move. That horde move, they could pivot. They could actually go into the gargoyles. Puts them on that trajectory. Quite nice. But then Bracky is still lurking. Does he fancy taking on a Great Axe Horde? And this guy could charge him because this guy's facing forward. Let's try it. What's the worst that can happen? Let's try it.
So what are you plotting?
So I think what I'm going to do, I think what the plot is, I think to move this Grudger back a little bit, but he's then inspiring these skulks as well. Move the Great Axe Horde back a little bit. They do the withdraw.
Yep, so you can go
So they
a full inch if you want, which would take you all the way to there.
They can then pivot and go into there, touch them, so they can go in there with the war drum. Fit in there.
Yep.
You happy with that? Okay. He was facing forward.
Yep.
So he can charge the Braxter.
Is it a front or a flank?
I think he's in the flank.
I think he is. It's not going to make much difference.
No, I think he's in the flank.
Okay, so you'll make contact with the flank.
Yeah.
So I'll align to you though because I'm individual. Yep. So you'll go kind of in diagonally, won't you, to touch the flank, and then I'll end up lined up like that.
Right.
Like that.
I never get these individual rules. Right. Okay. So that's that. So let's see what happens there. And
so if the gargoyles get double wand, it's going to be fun times all round, I think.
Yeah, that's almost dangerous. There you go. And then down here, so the skulls are wavered, they can't do it. Nobody can charge Susan, I don't think.
If people are still watching this, then let us know, by the way.
Oh, the skulls can. So I think the Orclins are going to come forward.
Threatening those black souls.
But staying out of charge.
They're chilling out near the subjective blob.
I think the skulls are going to charge the Susan, whatever she's called.
Let's have a look.
If they're in.
Let's get the laser.
Oh, they're not quite in.
Not quite.
Not quite in. That's fine. Okay. In that case, they're just going to move forward slightly and stay there, I think.
Okay. So they've still got their shooting ability to fall back on there.
Yep. And the God Speaker over here, at the minute, is going to target on the hill from the mortars, and I have seen your mortars kill my God Speakers before. So I'm just going to drop that off the hill and then try and bane chant them, I think.
Okie doke.
Okay, so that's that. So bane chant onto the Morax.
Onto the weakened Morax.
Yeah.
To try and counter that weakness that's on them.
I don't think I moved this unit.
Yeah, you didn't move them yet.
Not that I really want to do a great deal with them anyway. I'm just going to pivot slightly.
Okay.
Just come forward.
Slight pivot for the Orclings there.
So let's go for a bane chant on the Morax. Yep, one hit.
Yep, so they're being chanced up, so you can take that weakness off them.
Yep, so they're back to square one. And then the scouts down here, the little skulks, they're going to have a shot at your black souls.
Okay.
So 8 shots on, well, they've moved, so on 6s. 2 hits.
Okay, and their defense 5.
And 5s for damage.
There's a wound.
1 damage. Go for a cheeky double 6.
Unless you've got any more shooting.
No, I think we're all done now for shooting.
Okay. No, not quite cheeky enough.
And on to combat. So I'll start off with the little Orcling regiment, which are 12 attacks on 5s, but they're hindered because they came off of the difficult terrain, so 6s. All in the middle, so camera sees that. 2 hits.
There's another 5 there. Oh, they're on 6s now.
Yeah.
And 6s again.
6s again. No. So nothing from the Orcling.
No wounds on there. Which leaves the wound tray for the gargoyles, who are totally going to be alive to require it.
Yeah. Which order should we do this next lot in? Let's do so if the root I think I can start up here on the on your golems.
Okay.
So let's start with the trolls. The trolls are 18 attacks. Hitting on 4s.
That looks pretty decent there.
That's not too bad from the trolls.
Quite a few hits there.
Yeah, quite a few hits. And they are crushed 2, so 4s.
Yep. That looks a bit worse.
That's 3 damage from the trolls.
Okay, yeah, so that balanced out the hit roll.
Yeah.
3 wounds.
And then the Moraks. So these are 20 attacks.
Yeah, so we're hoping these guys do most of the work here.
And they're going to be hitting on 3. And unless you object, I'll play this because the Morax units and the Great Axe and the Crudgers have the skull pole.
So when do you want to declare that?
Written as red, I'll declare it as when I roll to damage. If you're all right with that, or if not, I'll declare it.
Well, that's how I would understand it from reading it. So I would say you declare it after the hit rolls, even though I think the intent might be different.
Yeah,
I think that's how it sounds. So let's just play it that way.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same place. Okay, so let's roll to hit. So 3s. And misses out.
Okay, that's not bad.
Not too bad. And they're back to crushing strength 1 with the Bane chant.
Do they have crush 1 naturally?
They have crush 1 naturally,
Yeah.
which you weakened.
Yeah.
Then a Bane chanted them.
Yeah.
And they've got the bruise strength.
Yep, so they're in crush 2 instead of crush 3.
Yep. So 4s.
Yep.
And we'll do the skull pole.
Okay, so pop in the skull pole.
Pop in the pole.
4s to wound. I can see quite a few in there.
4, 6. So there's 8 4s in there.
8.
So we're on 9, 10, 11.
So you've got them on 11 plus the skull
Plus the
pole,
skull
effectively 12. So you're going to need 5 twice to kill them.
5 twice. Here we go.
We've had some poor nerve rolls so far.
We have.
And there's another one.
There's
It's only 4. Right, so they survive.
Oh well. Stupid orcs.
It probably won't affect the survival chances of that regiment anyway.
No, it won't do.
Let's get a close up on that just to show people that high drama.
That was very, very intense.
And who's going next then?
Right. So Crudger down here on your cavalry. So he's 5 attacks, hitting on 3.
Watch him make up for it and just kill them in one round now.
Yeah, come on. Oops, that's a bit cocked. That's a bit long. 2 misses, and he's crushed 2. And that's 2 damage.
Okay, 2 wounds onto the cavalry, so you're looking for a nice double 6.
I'm going to put your dice on before you forget.
And who's next?
And then let's do the wardroom on the gargoyles. So it's 3 attacks normally, doubles in the flank. So the wardroom hits on 4s, or not. 2 hits. And crush 1 because it's an orc.
So 2s. 2 wounds on the gargoyles. I'm not sure if that's going to save them, but we'll find out shortly.
And then the
trolls.
The trolls hit on
It
4s.
has to be a truly terrible roll to save them here.
Yeah, well, my roll has not been that great. We'll see.
Yeah, quite a lot of misses there.
Yeah,
Wounding on 2s again.
Wounding on 2s.
Look at the ones. A couple of 1s already I can see there. What about this one spinning? Oh, no, that's a 3.
2, 4, that's 5 more from the trolls.
Okay, so you've got them up to 7.
You would have hoped for a bit more than
so
that.
they're only 8, 10, I think, so that's going to be double 1 twice.
Once.
Oh,
it was nearly. That was
no, so the gargoyles are dead. Let's get
one.
rid of the close camp. Okay, dead gargoyles.
Yeah, dead gargoyles and the drum. It's a perfect square. Can just turn around and face that way.
Yep, you can face whichever way you want.
Probably try and bounce away from you as much as it can. Does it supposed to do that?
No.
No? Oh yeah, because you can start with him, can't you?
Yep.
And
what about the trolls? Which way do they want to look?
I think the trolls are going to. I mean, you do have that unit up there, but we need to put pressure on this big dude over here, I think. So I think the trolls are going to stay there facing that.
Okay.
And then we've got the troll bruiser, which is 5 attacks. You probably know the stat better than these than me because you used
Unless they've changed it in this edition, I haven't played goblins much yet. In this one.
Where are they?
So I think it is 5 attacks.
Troll bruiser, 5 attacks hitting on 3.
Is he still crushed 3?
Crushed 2.
Oh, is he? Yeah, he's dropped his crushing now, hasn't he?
Okay.
I think he got cheaper as well.
Yeah, he doesn't seem too expensive, so he probably did. That's 4 hits and crushed 2.
So 3s.
3s, there's 3 damage.
3 wounds. So you're looking at 11 to waver.
11.
Ooh, almost.
Yeah.
It's a 10.
Yeah.
Close.
Super close.
And who's next?
And that's it, I think.
Okay, because did that unit countercharge Basusu?
They're wavered, aren't
Oh yeah, that's right.
they? Yeah, and they were in arc, so they can't go.
Okay, so that's the end of turn 2, so we can reveal some tokens now.
So we have to roll off again, I think.
So, yeah, we do. And I got higher, so I'll be flipping the token first again. So, let's get the close cam here to show how much these bluff tokens are going to be worth. And I'm thinking I might reveal one of these two over here because I've actually got a chance to control them, so I want to know if I should be moving away from them or not. So let's try this one here. And it is a 1-point objective.
1 point.
So I've got a 1 point there, and the other 1 point was over here. So which one are the orcs going to expose?
Okay, well, likewise, I might as well do this one because there's quite a lot of units around here. And that's 1
so
point.
1 pointer right there as well. So you can see that in relation to the battlefield. So let's get the close cam off again. And so that means we've got a 1 pointer down here, 1 pointer there so far, and we've got a 1 pointer here. The other one that was revealed was 0, so that's not a factor right now. So I'll just take a picture of those tokens that were revealed there. 1 there, and 1 over there. So we haven't found any of the 2-point objectives yet, so they're still out there, unresolved. And moving on to Abyssal Dwarfs, turn 3. So, what do we want to do here? Well, these golems are going to go back in there and try and kill them in one go, hopefully. These golems have been given a second chance at life.
Yeah. I was hoping they would have gone that turn, but there you go.
So I think they're going to have to charge into the trolls.
Yeah, makes sense.
Try and kill them. Then he's going to have to take that flank on.
So we expect them to be super.
Skedaddle up
We
there.
expect them to be super dead.
Yeah, they should be as dead as a unit possibly can be this turn. Basusu doesn't have. What options does she have actually? Because I think you didn't disengage, did you? So I could potentially disengage an inch. I'm not sure if that gives me any more charge options.
Yeah, well, you can fly now, can't you?
I can fly, but I don't know if I can see anybody. If I were to turn that way first, or moving, I can actually see the bruiser if I wanted to charge him. But he hits quite hard, and that puts me right in range of the horde as well.
Yeah.
So I might be better off just trying to kill a unit. Interesting. So I think she will go back in and try and finish off that unit.
Okay.
And Bracky, what does he want to do? He's not that keen on the idea of sticking around here. So he could go back away from you a little bit. And what does he want to do? Can't see that much. I think these guys are going to charge your God Speaker.
Yeah.
Because that would put me outside of the charge arc of all your units, I think.
Apart from the Crudger.
Yeah, but I'm not that scared of him.
Oh, you should be.
So I could charge the Crudger, and then I would possibly overrun into that, but then I'm ripe for the charging by the Trolls. So I think I'm better off going after God Speaker here.
Okay.
I'm quite likely to kill, I think. Then I'll do their regen. 1 wound back. Okay, and who else? This unit, they're sitting on a nice objective now, so they're not that desperate to rush forward. In fact, they might even go backwards. Because we've still got these 2 tokens, I don't know how much these are worth yet, and there's a 2-point objective somewhere still.
Yeah.
So, let's go backwards to about there. And then I'll make sure that that hasn't exposed my flank to anybody. Not to them, and the skulks are out of range. So that's how we're going to sit there. Who do I want to charge with Bracky? He's got some options because he's fast and nimble and able to get into a safe-ish position. So let's see. There. So he could do a pivot before he moves. There. He's not going to be able to see the wardroom or anything because these trolls are too tall. They're the same height as me. So the only thing he could potentially do is join in with that charge.
Yeah, he could go there, yeah.
Which puts him further away from the nasty trolls, I suppose. So I think I'll do that. He'll join in with this combat here.
Okay.
And then I'll do his regen as well. 3 wounds, and then I need to do Susan's as well. 1 wound back to him.
It's interesting to note that in the Abyssal Dwarf army, nearly everything has regen. A lot of
Susu.
a lot of your vital stuff has regen.
A lot of the non-shambling stuff does.
It's such a good combination. Regen, vicious on everything. Just really difficult to deal with.
Okay, I don't need to do any surging this turn, so I'll be able to try and heal them a bit.
Okay.
And the Hexcaster, I need to get him into a position to see the trolls, really. So he's just going to go like that, so he can see them over the Orcs there.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to bother weaknessing that unit because they're about to die anyway. And the trolls are unlikely to die, really, aren't they, from just 1 round of combat?
Maybe.
So
maybe.
I can do the heal there. And I think that is everything. So let's do some healing then. Healing the golems.
Yeah.
On 4s. 2 wounds back, dropping them down to 9, so they're still in the danger zone. Then I'm going to weakness the trolls. Yep, just. So 1 hit and they're weakened. I'll see if it can do damage as well. With piercing 1. No.
Okay, so
it's weakened them, but no damage caused by it. And then we've got the mortars. Right, let's see what we can actually see here. I think they can both see that troll horde.
Yeah.
And this one. Yes. Right, so that's the juiciest target then. Let's fire the first one, this one here, at the troll horde.
Okay.
1 hit. That's going to be 5 hits. So this could be good. 5 wounds. Didn't even need the vicious on that one. And the next one is going to go for them as well. Might be able to finish them off if I can get any hits with this one as well. Double 6. 2 hits. Okay, the first one. 5. Second one. 3.
Bye-bye, troll horde.
And 2s to wound.
Somebody tell me why are they still piercing 3? Why are they still piercing 3?
The vicious didn't help though, so it's 7 wounds.
7 on 7 is 14. So pretty much the 1.
And have I got any more shooting? No. Okay, so let's have the nerve on the trolls.
Yeah. And again with the troll bruiser.
Oh.
This is why Andy has no friends, by the way.
If you want to lodge any complaints on the Abyssal Dwarf
Back to
Facebook
Mantic
page,
right now!
then complain to the people that have been regularly taking 3 mortars to events as well. I'm looking at a certain Mr. Lee Fellows in particular. I think I've only taken 3 mortars to 1 tournament so far, although I have taken the 4 Goblin Rock Lobber list in the last edition a couple of times. Okay, who's...
I mean, clearly I was going to win this game until that point. That's, now I'm not, so.
That's always the way. I was going to win the game until one of your units killed one of mine. Okay, let's start. No one else took shooting damage, did they?
No, because you only shot the troll, I think.
Yep, let's start down at this end with this inconsequential Orcling versus Golem battle. So, 4s and 2s. That doesn't look great at first glance, but it looks about average actually. Not too horrendous.
Yeah.
Tiny bit below average. And so there is 7 wounds.
So 10-12, so 5 to kill him.
There is double 1.
Oh, a double 1 on an Orcling regiment. Oh,
yeah,
marvellous.
So 7 wounds on them.
So they are on the
Right, so I'll leave that there to take a picture of that in a minute.
Get some wounds on them.
Then we will do... let's see if something unexpected happens in this one first.
Go for it.
So, golems on the trolls. 4s and 3s. That doesn't look great again. Yeah, that's a very poor hit roll.
3s.
And vicious on both the failures there. So that's going to be 5 wounds.
5.
So we're looking at an obscene number to deal with them. 8, which is not quite enough.
13, yeah, 14, 17 now.
Yeah, so they're alright, and they've got the staying stone as well.
Staying stone as well.
So they will survive.
Okay.
Now we've got this bad boy in the flank here.
We have.
So we've got 24 attacks. 4s and 2s. That's more like a 4+ hit roll. That's a decent number, but this one's kind of unnecessary. And vicious on the single one. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 wounds.
Okay, well, they're already on to double 1, so if you want to roll...
You've got no healing, have you?
I've got no healing now. If you want to roll it, you can do.
Okay, if they live, I'll see how much Bracky did.
I'm not even...
Make sure.
They're actually out of inspiring now as well.
Okay.
1 shot.
7.
Oh. We didn't think they were going to survive that. Oops.
So, this guy is going to turn around and face that way, so the Troll Bruiser isn't charging him in the rear. And I don't think your trolls will be able to withdraw an inch and then be able to see him. No. So, Bracky probably doesn't want to get charged by you and only has to overrun an inch to escape your charge range there. Okay. So he's going to do that. He's going to overrun 5 inches. So he is going to stop there. He's in a nice safe position. Now we've got the half-breeds with their 16 attacks on the Godspeaker. So 3s and easy defense 4.
Easy defense 4, yes.
So 3s and 2s here.
Yes.
Not many misses there. Only 3 missed. So he could be hitting a toasty town. Okay, so that's on its side. So there is 13 wounds.
Okay, double 1. He's 10-12. He's 12-14 with the drum, but he's still double 1.
And again?
Again, yeah, with the Kudja. Nearly.
4 and a 3. So they really wanted to fail. So let's have a look at the Troll Bruisers arc of sight at the moment. Okay, I don't think I'm going to escape that. So I would need to roll quite high. So I'm just going to turn around and face the full might of a troll bruiser, potentially in the face.
Okay.
Okay, and now we've got Basusu. 7 attacks. 3s. Only 3 hits.
I think she did that last time, didn't she?
I think Brecky did that last time, but she didn't.
Oh yeah, she got 4.
And no vicious because she's
So,
not anymore. 2 more wounds.
What's them up to 6?
And let's see if she can kill them this time. That would be 10. Are they inspired?
I'm not sure. Let's have a look.
It's going to be close.
I did move him hoping that he might.
I'll roll it anyway.
Yeah,
just
they are.
6.
And 6 is 12, so it's not.
Okay.
She only just did it.
So Basusu isn't going to overrun and accidentally get into the sight of the horde. That would be crazy. So she's just going to stay there. And I think that's all the combat. So I'm going to take some pictures of that turn, which was quite a good one for me.
And it's my turn 3, isn't it?
It will be in a second. So a double 1 on that combat. Wasn't nice.
Yeah.
The trolls, they can... What's that for?
You weakened them, I think.
Oh yeah, weakened them, didn't I? So... Weakness on them. Kill of the unit there. Half-breeds kill the Godspeaker. And the mortars annihilate full-strength troll horde. Susan kills off them. And there we go. Turn 3 for the orcs then.
Okay, turn 3. So. The Orclin Regiment will go back into your horde of golems down here.
Yep.
Because they would have won and fine. So this one is free. Maybe I should have moved it a bit further last time, but he's going to come wandering over here just to scare the bejesus out of everybody over here.
We'll see if they can accomplish that.
The trolls are going to try their regen first of all. So that's 5 regens. And they only get 1. But it's better than none.
Okay, and they'll be hoping to finish off this golem unit, definitely, won't they?
So they're going to counter charge the golem unit. Yeah, they're only crushing 1 now with the weakness, aren't they?
Yeah, you would still, already on 9 wounds, so you would hope definitely that would be enough still.
Well, you never know. Quite high nerve, aren't you?
But, yeah, you've got a source of Bane Chant as well, haven't you?
I've got a source of Bane Chant down here, so I could Bane Chant them, but then I feel like he could be fighting something instead.
Yeah, that's the issue, isn't it?
So I think what I might do is, I think I'm going to, because we've not got a lot left over here, I think I'm going to throw the Wardrum into Bracky.
Oh.
Because he was on regen.
He's on 2 wounds and puts yourself in the middle of the action, I suppose.
Why not? Because we have a bit of crushing strength.
You never know.
You never know. And then that allows me to, I think the Crudge is going to go in here.
Yeah.
With the Bruiser.
Yeah, that's probably your best chance of taking them out.
I think he can definitely. Yeah,
he's definitely in range.
He's definitely got a range. Got to check. But you never know if we roll okay there, because they're not that high nerve, are they?
They're 14-16, so 14. They could tie there.
Yeah, potentially.
You'd be hoping to waver them at least.
Yeah, I'd be hoping for at least a waver.
And what's going on down here? Because we've got Basusu, and nobody's looking at her right now.
What is going on down here? Say what's going on. These are going to move forward, and they're going to move. The only thing they kind of want to avoid is this point.
Okay. We have still got some audience, by the way. It's like 7 people watching at the moment, so that's alright. Comments seem to have dried up a bit though. I want to see some engagement, people. Get some comments in there. No tactical tips though.
I think what these are going to do The Orcling Regiment, I think, might charge your Black Souls in the front.
Yeah, are they speed?
Speed 5,
5.
so they can make it.
Yeah, you probably got range there.
So they're going to hit them there, just to pull them up a little bit.
Okay.
This horde is going to pivot, come towards big scary dude.
Yeah, this is the big scary unit though that's been hiding pretty much for the game so far. Getting involved now.
And these Orcling skulks, sorry, down here, are going to what's the unit strength of the hordes now?
The unit strength of that horde, I think, is 4, but I'm just going to check. Abyssal Dwarf, Black Soul Horde, unit strength 4. Whereas the Golems are unit strength 3.
Orclings are still a regular, so that's.
Are they unit strength 0 Orclings?
I don't know what they're irregular, so it's whatever irregular is, I presume.
I think they should still have a different unit strength.
Yeah.
Let's see. Orclings. Unit strength 1.
Yeah. They're just going to move up and pivot around like that. I think this grudge is going to go into Susan.
Okay.
Like that. Stop her flying away, perhaps. And that's it. So, shooting. These guys can't shoot anything because they're on 18 inches. Troll regen I did. And that's it. There's no shooting left. It's combat. So, let's do the Orclings. See if they can get at least one damage. At least one damage on that horde of gold. Ooh, it's not bad. There's some 6s.
Ooh.
And a 5.
Yeah, there's another
5 and a 6. That's pretty good.
Right, that's a good start. Can they do some damage?
6 6s coming up. 1 6 coming up.
Right, that's a start. You've got to start somewhere, haven't you? So, a wound.
A wound. Excellent. And then we've got
who's going
Let's go for the Troll Horde. Because I think I can still do whatever pivots I need to do if I was to kill you.
Yes.
Troll Horde. Back on your golems. 18 dice on 4s. Oh, it's not good. It's not good.
That's terrible.
It's an abysmal roll.
That is
truly
awful. How many is that? About 4?
4 hits. So this is not
really bad.
Not going to plan. And I need some 5s. 2 5s though. Oh,
okay.
Salvaged it.
You've got them up to 11, which is where they were last time, but there's no skull pole, so you're going to need 6 twice to kill them.
Yeah.
There's 6.
There's 6.
And 9.
And
so
they've
off they
done
go.
it. Go on, trolls. So even after flailing the clubs around, swishing into the breeze, they still managed to just finish that unit off.
So damaged already.
And they are now going to pivot.
Face the big boy.
The big guy, because that's going to force him to do something. They're probably going to get blasted off by your mortars the next turn anyway. But there you go.
That would be nice, but I don't know.
War Drum. 3 attacks on Bracky.
Okay.
1 hit. And
Defense 5.
Crush 1. 1 wound.
Okay, go up to 3.
And a nerve check.
11 to waver.
11 to waver. Oh, it's on 6. It was 7. And then the Crudger down here. 5 attacks on your cavalry. On 3s. All hit.
Good start.
And I'm going to pop his skull pole.
Okay.
And he's crushed 2. So, what defense are you? 4?
Defense 4 on the half breeds.
So there's 4 damage.
Okay, so you've got them up to 5. And
then we've got the Bruiser.
Mr. Bruisey.
3s.
Oh dear.
Look at that.
Terrible.
1 damage.
Okay, you got them up to 6. So you'll need. You've popped the skull pole.
Pop the skull pole.
So you need 7 to waver.
7 to waver.
9 twice to kill. That's a Weaver.
That's a wave.
Okay. That's not bad then.
That's not bad. That could have been worse.
Who's next?
Let's do the Orkling regiment up there on your Black Souls. 12 attacks on 5s. Going. 3 hits. 1 damage. 1 5.
Okay.
Go for a cheeky double 6.
It would be a cheeky one.
No. Double 2.
And you've just got the Crudger on Susan now.
Crudger on Susan on 3s. Only 2 hits.
Okay, defense 5. I assume you've got that crush one still with everybody.
Crush 2.
Or is he crush 2 a Crudger?
Yeah, black, yeah. The general of the army. 1 damage.
1 wound. A cheeky double 6 to Waver.
Cheeky double 6.
No.
No.
So Susan is okay.
She is.
And let's take a nice wide shot at that for the still image battle report.
Yeah.
And we're at the end of turn 3 now, so we're going to flip over some more tokens. So let's have a roll off to see who's flipping the first one this time. And it's going to be me again. So let's have. Let's get the close cam out as well to add to the suspense and drama here. So, right, we've got this one in the middle that I'm really curious about.
Yeah.
I'd like to find the 2-point objective because then I'll know that the 2 remaining are worth 0. So that'll make it easier for me. So I think that this one could be a 2-point objective here. It's in the prime position for an Orc army, I think. There we go. It's the 2-pointer. So now I know that the 0s are going to be back here. So I can pretty much ignore those now.
Yeah.
Okay, and what about the Orcs? Which one are you going to flip?
And for the Orcs, we're going to go for...
The 1 point's over here somewhere, isn't it? Where was the 1 point that you flipped already?
It's underneath that Troll Bruiser there. Yeah.
So which one's coming out now?
I think I'm going to go for... This was yours, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Over here. Because I'm a bit suspicious why you put a big expensive Troll Horde here on its own.
Big golem unit there. There's a 1 point objective out there.
It's a 1.
So there's actually something for those Orklings to defend now. Okay, so off with the close cam again. This is very professional. And I think that camera's actually doing a pretty decent job for the close shots. Let me know if you agree in the audience there, what the quality is like on that, because I won't see fully until I watch it back. And then we've exposed that 1 pointer there. So there's still a 2-pointer out there somewhere on the Orc side.
Yeah, and we've got 2 down here, so
one of them's worth 2 and one of them's worth 0.
One of these.
So turn 4. Okay, Abyssal Dwarf, turn 4. So these golems are going to have to go back into your Orklings and try and finish them off.
Yeah.
What's the charge range of these guys again? With their wild charge, it's potentially 13, is it?
No, 11.
Oh, 11.
Yeah, they only get wild charge 1 from the bloody bar.
Right, so I'm fairly safe from them. So what I'm going to do is turn this guy around like that.
Yep.
And I'm going to try and surge him in there after I've shot at them.
Okay.
Then Bracky is actually going to
go for a 1 though, okay.
Do I want to charge over here and potentially get him charged? Probably not. I think he's going to go for the Orklings there.
Okay.
So I'm taking his inspiring out of range of the half-breeds, but they could always move backwards if they want, which I think they will do.
Is he very inspiring?
Yeah. So 9-inch inspiring range on him. So I don't know whether it would work, that 9 inches.
You need probably a 4 to get it.
So I can move them back 4 inches and they bounce an extra inch as well.
The waving though, aren't they? Well, you can still do that, can't you?
Yeah, you can go backwards.
Yeah.
So they can actually go back 5 because they'll withdraw an inch first. So I'll do his regen. 2 wounds back.
Nice.
So the old Braxter is down to 1 wound. Then these guys are just going to go backwards because they're wavered, so I'll do their regen as well. 6 wounds. And they don't get any back.
Whee! They're going back.
So going back 5 because they get the 1-inch withdraw move first as well.
Oh, yeah.
So all the way to there.
Yeah.
And wave a token on them.
Okay.
Then Pasusu. What does Pasusu want to do? Because that guy isn't blocking line of sight at all. Black Souls are going to go back in here. Pasusu.
He is, however, not that it should matter too much because you are a character in him, but he is mighty.
Did he do damage?
If that makes a difference. He did 2 damage. He did 1 to her, didn't he?
Okay.
Yeah, so she can't.
She can't move through him
That's
and
what
ignore
I mean.
him.
Yeah, yeah. He's mighty.
I think that Pasusu withdraw, turn, and then I think she's going to charge into them.
Okay.
Try and take them out, and then I'll do her regen as well. I don't know why I like using the yellow dice for the regen. So 1 wound back for Susan. So just using Susan to try and mop up a bit of chaff today.
Yeah.
And I think everything's fairly safe. I'd rather not get my characters murdered. So this one, who do I want to weaken? I might just dip into the woods with him and try and weaken your bruiser, because that could be important next time.
Yeah.
And then this guy is obviously going to be doing some surging. We'll go that way.
You might need to come a bit.
It's 24-inch range on the
is it? Okay.
Yeah.
That was 12.
24, and his hex spell is 30, but he doesn't have that.
Yeah.
So, I think I've moved everyone. So, should we try and mortar off a troll horde?
Why not? Yeah, you might as well.
Okay. I think this one could actually see the bruiser as well, so I might fire that one first. I can see over the wardrobe, can't I? So let's fire this one at the trolls, just in case I do a zillion wounds on them. Okay. 1 hit. 4 hits. 4 wounds.
What's my on? 8.
Okay, I'm not that confident in this whether the surge I'll actually make it, because from that edge, it's not going to fit under him. Have we got a long? Oh, that'll do. Let's slide that under. So it's going to need a 5 out of 8. Right. And you know what? I'm going to use this as a pandemic hygiene response video as well. I've got my hand sanitizer right here. I just handled my opponent's measuring ruler, and now I'm going to wash my hands. So there you go, folks. Bit of a hygiene tip as well. We've got Leslie in the chat as well. Hello there. If you're just joining us, this is Smoke and Mirrors scenario. Abyssal Dwarfs versus Orcs. We've got quite a few of the tokens revealed already. And the Orcs have lost more units, but they have got their most powerful unit undamaged at the moment. And of course, it's all about the objectives, so you could lose most of your army and still win this. Okay, so that's 1 mortar down. The other one, I don't think those trolls are looking dead enough, because I'm not confident on the surge success. So I'm going to try and shoot the other one as well at them.
Okay.
No hits.
Wait.
Okay, so I think on average the mortars have probably been a teensy bit above average so far in this game, because they had 1 round where they didn't hit anything, 2 good rounds, and then that one which was a bit mediocre, just the 1 hit. Yeah, so a little bit above average overall so far.
Yeah, they're pretty good. There's only 2 of them.
Yeah, and then but that's all you want. You want them to be average, because they do a lot of damage when they're average. Let's have weakness on the troll bruiser now.
Okay.
He's weak, and 3 hits, so we might be able to actually do damage to him as well on 4s. 2 damage.
2 damage.
Funny if I could waver him as well. That'd be funny. Then we're going to do the surge. So 8, and I need 5 to successfully surge the Greater Obsidian Golem into the trolls. 5 out of 8.
Do you not need to do your nerve test first?
No, this is still shooting phase. Because if I get into combat with them, they won't need a nerve test. until the end of the combat phase. But if I don't make it, they'll take a nerve check.
Yeah. Let's say you don't want to lose your nerve check.
But if I get there, I'll be hoping to finish them off, hopefully, in combat. So, here we go. Need 5 out of 8.
That's it.
That's 7 out of 8. That's obscene. So, in he goes. Total overkill on the surge there. And now we'll do a nerve check for the bruiser. I think I'd need a cheeky double 6 to waver him.
Yeah, I think you need double 6 going to.
Actually, is he 12? He's 12-15, isn't he? So I think it's going to be 10. It's shattering as well, so 9 to waver. I think I've forgotten shattering so far.
Bruiser is 12-15.
Yeah, so 9 to waver then with shattering. Here we go. Ooh, 8, so not quite enough. That would have been fun.
Nearly.
Okay, so combat. Let's go for this one first, see if I can kill off these Orclings.
Okay.
So we're on 4s and 2s. I'm hoping to get them into double 1 town here. That's a pretty good attack roll there. Okay,
yep.
And 2s. With Vicious on that big pile of 1s.
Yep.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10 wounds.
Double 1. Let's see if you can do it again for a second time. No.
Okay, so down go the Orclings. So, do I want to overrun or do I want to pivot them? If I pivot them, I'm not sure if I would actually get into charge range of the trolls. I don't think I would. I think I'm going to overrun them. 3 inches. Okay, there. So they're currently sitting on a 1-point objective over here. And then we're going to do Bracky with his 6 attacks on the Orcling horde. 3s. He seems to have terrible hit rolls every time he fights Bracky. 2s. With Vicious, thankfully. 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
Can they be wavered?
They can, yeah. I think they're 13, 15.
Right, let's have a go at that then. Because he does have Dread, so he lowers your nerve as well. So they're essentially 12, 14 now, and he's done 3 damage. So 9 to waver.
9 to waver.
And it's a waver.
It's a waver, yeah.
Nice. Right, so they're not very happy now. Then we've got, let's go for the big boy here.
Yeah.
So he's only got 12 attacks in the front. Hopefully that's going to be enough because they're already heavily damaged. So 4s and 2s. And that's very good. Only 3 missed there. But just look at all those 4s there. Outrageous. And 2s. Got a few for the vicious roll here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 wounds out of 12 attacks.
Double 1.
Is it twice?
No. No, it's not.
Which dice? I haven't used these Northern Kings ones much yet. Let's go for them. 11.
Yeah.
That's not quite the double 1 that was required. So we got lucky with the surge roll, and we've managed to take them down. So he's going to turn that way and look at the wardroom.
Okay.
Presumably he's going to go after him. Actually, you know what? I'm not sure about that. I might keep him facing that way.
Okay.
And let the wardroom charge me in the flank. Is that wise? I might just turn to face that way, in fact. So the wardroom can still flank me, but I'm looking this way in case that horde decides to come in.
Plus you've got your 2-point token there as well.
Yep, so let's keep him facing that way. I'm mainly thinking about this horde, which is quite scary. Let's have Susan. 7 attacks. 3s and 2s. Ooh, not very good. Only 3 hits out of 7.
Yeah.
And 1 wound.
1 wound. Way.
See if she can do anything cheeky to them now. No, 8.
What do you get? 8?
8 plus
1.
1.
9, yeah, the waver.
Oh, waver, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're only...
They're only 9, 11.
Yeah. So that'll have to do. And then we've got the horde on the Orclings down here. So 25 attacks from the horde. Their first action, I think. apart from taking damage. So 4s to hit. So it looks fairly average there.
Yeah, probably should be enough though.
Depends if it's any.
It's probably like 3. I think it's 3.
If it's 3 or 2, it could make a difference though.
It is 3.
Okay, so we don't have any crushing. So 3s with vicious. Reroll that one, it's on its side. So 2 rerolls there and 1 just outright failure. So that one still fails. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 wounds.
Yeah, 10, 12.
Okay. 10.
Yes, they're gone.
Okay, so they are not interested in overrunning really. I think they're quite happy to stay there and guard this objective.
Yeah.
So, is that everyone?
I think so, yeah, that was a good round, wasn't it? I've not got a lot left.
Yeah, that was quite a successful round for me there. So, I'll just take some pictures of that for the still image battle report.
Yeah, and I shall think about my turn 4.
So, I think this Bracky waiver is quite a big deal as well. Because I don't have to worry about being charged in the rear by Orclings now.
Yeah, well, they've got a lot of attacks, Orclings. They might have done something cheeky on Bracky there.
Yeah, I wouldn't like them to be getting through here and me having to worry about both facings for him. So it looks like they're going to be stuck there for a bit longer now. And who have I weakened the Bruiser there.
Yeah, the Bruiser's weak.
And one last wide shot. And we're on to walk turn 4.
Okay. So, the Wardroom is going to chase Bracky down again.
Brad says, good to see that juicy hygiene action. Yes, it's very juicy. And I didn't have to panic buy that hand sanitizer either. I've got several in my drawer just from buying it as a normal habit.
You like a bit of sanitizer, don't you?
Yeah. Can't go wrong with a bit of hand sanitizer.
These 2 are going to go in and try and finish off this cavalry. Big horde. They're just going to have to go on a mission forward. Everything's dying, everybody. These guys.
Like they don't want to stay out, they don't want to get within 8, do they, and get flanked.
That's out there. It's a lost cause now anyway, so to be honest,
it's not looking great.
There's not a lot we can do.
Depending on which objectives pop up and turn out to be worth something, there might still be something to play for here.
Do you know what? We'll ignore Susan. We'll keep this guy with his horde to inspire them and give them that 1 inch extra charge.
I think that's probably the right call, ignoring Susan, because she's not going to score me any points.
No,
all she's going to do is just annoy your units for the rest of the game.
And she needs another turn to kill them, doesn't she? So.
Yeah, and she doesn't really have any, and even next turn it's not guaranteed. She doesn't have any juicy targets left really now, apart from your individuals.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't want to go after that horde and just get killed on the counter.
Exactly. Okay, Troll Bruiser will try his regen. Gets 1 back. And then on to combat. We have nothing left to shoot. So let's try the Wardroom on Bracky. Putting a lot of faith in the Wardroom here. 3 attacks, 3 mighty attacks on Bracky. 3 hits.
Ooh.
And crush 1.
So 4s.
Nothing.
The disappointing end there.
Disappointment. And then we've got the cavalry combat down here. So we've got the Crudger first, with 5 attacks on 3s. Only 2 hits. My attack dice don't seem to be rolling too keen.
You'll be hoping that's going to be enough to kill this unit this turn anyway, aren't you?
Yeah. 2s to damage.
So 2 wounds.
2. What do you want to
Yeah, because they didn't reach anything last turn, did they?
No. And then the Troll Bruiser in on 3s. And that's 3 hits.
Okay.
And he has been weakened, so he loses 1 crushing.
Yeah, so he's wounded on 3s now.
Wounded on 3s. Oh dear. Oh no.
No!
Nothing.
That is terrible. Does he have Brutal, the Troll Bruiser?
I don't think they do. They're not.
I know they've changed the rules for them.
No. Okay. No. So a nerve check here, but we've only got 2 more damage.
8, so you need 6 to waver, 8 to kill. So
Uh,
that will be a kill, but we're not sure if he's within 9. So do you want to roll it again, and then we'll check if you get it?
Go on. Let's roll again. They're dead anyway.
So they are dead, regardless of whether he was within range, because it was going to be marginal.
So at least that's one thing dead.
Yeah, and this list, I don't have a lot of scoring units in it. I've only got, how many have I got left on the table now? 3. And you've got 4, because you've got the wardrobe.
Yeah. So there's still a bit to play for.
So I've got a lot of things left that aren't scoring any points.
And there's 2 scoring objectives here. So I think the Troll Bruiser will pivot that way.
It's certainly not all over.
Because he's next to this objective, and then he can look out over there. So putting a bit of pressure on your big scary dude. And I think that's it. It's your turn, I think. It's the flip tokens turn.
Yep. So I'm just going to get a wide shot for the still image battle report now, and let's flip some tokens. So rolling off. So you got it this time.
I got it.
So which one are you going to reveal first? Let's get the live up close and personal camera. Which one of these two do you think? You'll find out what they're worth now anyway, because you know there's a 2 and a 0 left.
Exactly. So let's flip this one at the very back.
Okay, it's a big fat 0, and then that means that one's going to be worth 2, which we'll find out at some point. And for me, we've just got these 2, but I'm pretty sure they're both 0 unless something's gone horribly wrong. So let's have a go at this one. There we go. It's a 0. So I'll just take pictures of those objectives, and then we're on to turn 5. So a 0 point objective revealed at the back, which can now be removed from the table, and a 0 here as well, which can also be removed. So that one's gone. Right, getting down to the juicy bits now. Turn 5. So, the obvious choice here, I've got a flank charge with the golems into these Orclings. So I think the shortest possible route is going to leave me hindered here, because I think the shortest possible route involves me going straight forward like that and touching you.
Yeah. Yes.
So I don't think I could just do a pivot and then go in, because if you can avoid pivoting, then you have to. But per my reading of the rules, I think this is going to be a hindered flank charge.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference.
I'm hoping it won't anyway. Bracky is going to countercharge the wardrobe.
Yay.
This guy, so there's a juicy 2-point objective right there. Do I leave that to the enemy, because my guy there isn't going to fight off your horde on his own? Do I actually send him away? Because we know that this one's going to be worth 2, because that's the only one that hasn't been flipped over yet.
Yeah.
So I could send him over in that direction.
You could.
And there's also a 1 point here as well.
Yeah.
I don't have enough units left to score on everything. I've got the option of sending my horde this way.
The trouble is, neither do I.
So I'm thinking I might actually threaten you with my horde right now.
Okay.
Because I could camp on the 1 point objective, but I've got so few scoring units left. If I start losing anything else, that could be fatal. So let's move these guys off the objective. 4 inches. Get me to there. And let's see if I do a bit of a pivot. I want to make sure that I'm still up your arc.
Okay.
Yep. Susan is going to... I don't know if she wants to attack you again, because she doesn't want that flank charge open, even though it's not going to do much probably. It's going to annoy me. So she's actually going to fly and just land in front of you there, and she's mighty, so you can't ignore her.
Okay.
I'm not confident enough with her attacks that I kill them in 1 round. Or should I be confident? Should I chance it? What are they, 9-11?
9-11, yeah.
Not inspired. You know what? Let's go for it. I want to kill them instead.
This could be the mistake of the game.
It could be, but I'm going for it. I'll do her regen now.
Okay.
No. Okay, we've got the big boy now. What does he want to do? He doesn't want to be charged by them, really. They're the only unit that's really a threat to him that's left on the table now. And they are 11-inch charge range, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, and they can see all the way up there. If I were to, for example, turn him to face that way, I could then move him 6 inches, which would take him to there. So I think I've got a spare fighting base somewhere. I don't know where it is right now, so I'm just going to mark on his base where he is. So he slots in there. He would be moving to there,
okay, which
would mean that I would need to surge him barely anything to get out of the arc. So I think I'll do that, because I might be able to surge him into your little dude there.
Yeah,
and
yeah, possibly.
Worst case scenario, I only roll 1 or 2 for the surge and still end up out of your arc anyway.
Yeah.
So I think that's the best choice here.
Okay.
Okay. Then he doesn't want to be charged, really. They can't charge anyone next turn, so there's no point trying to weaken them. So let's just get out of their range, and then I can try and weaken him. He needs to be in range to surge. So let's keep him there. Okay. I think we're looking good now. So let's do some shooting. I'm going to fire the mortars first. I'm going to start targeting the horde.
Okay.
So I'm going to fire both of them at the hordes. I'm going to roll all 4 dice together. So let's have the orange and the blue ones. Here we go. 4 mortar shots at the horde. How many hits? 0.
Hey!
Okay, then we've got weakness on the troll bruiser.
Yes, okay.
Yes, so he's weak and 1 hit, so let's see if it damages him. It does. So 1 damage and he's weak again.
He's back up to 2, and he can keep his weak token there.
Then we've got the surge. So what do I need to actually make it into the Cribger there? Is it about 4?
It looks like a 4 to me, yeah.
Okay, and I need 1 to avoid their flank charge from the horde as well.
Yeah. That's 4.
4.
Yeah.
So perfectly average.
Yeah.
Smush. So ideal situation would be an overrun there. But he's only got 12 attacks hitting on 4s, so on average be a bit dicey whether I kill him or not. And we're done with the shooting, I think. No damage was done that needs resolving. Actually, the bruiser. So I could waver it. 9.
And 11.
Plus shattering. No, it was the weakness that did it, wasn't it? Not the mortar, so no shattering.
Yeah, the mortar.
And Bracky is too far away for dread to affect him, so it's fine.
Okay.
Just. Let's start up there with Basusu. We'll find out if this was a silly thing to do. Okay, freeze for Susan. 4 hits.
Mm-hmm.
So that's looking alright.
Yeah.
And 2s.
Yeah.
2 wounds, up to 3.
On 3.
So I need 6 to waver, which would be good enough.
Yeah.
For my purposes right now. It's only a 4.
So they're okay.
They're okay, so should they choose to take a hindered flank charge next turn, it is open to them.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if that comes back to bite me. Then we've got, let's go down here to Bracky on the war drum, because if we can kill the war drum, then obviously the Orclings are easy to kill.
Well, it won't affect the Orclings anyway now, because I think they've changed the rule. It only affects Orcs. I'm not sure if Orclings are classed as Orcs. Yeah, so I don't think it'll benefit them anyway.
Well, I'll go for them regardless.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'll go for the other one first, because if I overrun him, then I'll want his dread to still affect them. So I want him to be within range. So I'm going for the golems first.
Okay.
So I'm hopeful that we won't need that dread anyway. So I'll do this round of attacks twice.
Yeah.
4s and 2s. And 2, that's about half there. Vicious. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Are we in double 1 town yet?
Yeah, we're in double 1 town, so you
just
can
double 1 it then?
Yeah, roll that.
Are they inspired?
No.
5. Okay, so they will just turn that way, keeping themselves within range of that objective, but also being in the position to affect the game should they want to move in a minute. Or do they want to do that? Because we know that's a 2-point objective. Let's leave them facing that way, actually, in case they want to move in that direction in a minute. Bracky, on the war drum, 6 attacks. Let's see if he can actually hit with the majority of them for a change. 3s. He gets half again. And 2s with vicious. 3 wounds.
3 wounds on the drum.
Plus dread.
Plus dread. It's fearless 11.
So I need 7. 8.
Yeah. Iron is too far away.
Okay, now he's going to overrun 4 inches. He is now there. Okay, now the important one, I would say. The Greater Obsidian Golem on the Crudger. So 4s. 12 attacks. There is exactly average, 6 hits. And 2s with vicious, so I'd be hoping to get all of these. There's a couple of 1s for the vicious reroll. So there's 6 wounds. About what I would expect.
6 wounds on the Crudger. And he is, I think he's 13, 15. He's 12, 14.
Okay, because the big guy is not brutal or anything like that.
So you need 6 to waver, 8 to kill him.
5.
He's okay.
So he's okay, so there's going to be no overrun today. And that is all the combat then. So I'll just take some pictures of that turn for the battle report.
I shall plot my turn 5.
Yeah, because there were a couple of people saying that they're not interested in watching live games and they just want the after-game tactical thoughts because they want to learn from my top player genius level abilities. Which is fair enough, I suppose. And this combat was a little bit of a disappointment down here. Those guys moved into position. And there's not a lot of scoring units left on the table. I've got a lot of points left, but most of them can't score.
Yeah.
On to Orc turn 5 then. And I'll give everyone a bit of a close-up tour while you're doing a bit of movement.
Orc turn 5. So we're still in a place where you've actually got more scoring units than me, though.
You've got 3 and I've got 3.
Oh, well, yeah, but
this unit isn't near an objective right now.
No. The skulls are likely to die next turn anyway. Or I should say your units are more difficult for me to shift.
That is probably a fair assessment because the Bruiser's not too healthy. He's lost a couple of wounds, and this Horde is the toughest unit that's left to kill probably. But I've got lots of high defense undamaged units remaining.
Yeah, so if I try running to get objectives, I think you're going to take these 2 guys out, and then you've got this objective. The 2-pointer we know is there, which you can claim, and the one up there. So it puts me in a tricky situation. I probably have to try and threaten you as best I can. The thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pivot the big horde. I'm going to ignore the 2-pointer there because I don't really think I can win anyway. Or I think if I go for that, I think it's going to...
It's a first-class ticket to Flanksville, really, isn't it, going for that token?
Yeah, so I think I'm going to put the pressure on this way by moving the horde over here.
Yeah, and you should still be out of the charge range of my horde there, shouldn't you? It's only 8-inch range.
Should we check? Be, but
do you want to put that next to this 2-inch marker? Yeah, there's clearly a gap between them, so that's further than 8 inches.
So that's out anyway. I think I will throw them in flank.
Okay.
Because they survived everything there from Susan.
They might as well try.
They might as well. I'm tempted. If I've got any hope of claiming any points with this horde, I need it alive, so I don't want this breathing down the back of their neck because they're in the rear. I'm tempted to throw the mighty individual in as well. There's a bit of a roadblock there.
Yeah, that's definitely going to stop me participating in the game with that unit.
I know it leaves them Well, it doesn't leave them totally uninspired because I do still have the little guy down here who's inspiring them. So now your big thing is surgical. If you wanted to get it into combat here, you could do. But what do we do with this? This question.
Mr. Bruiser and Mr. Crudger. That one is a Crudger, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Crudger, yeah. The Bruiser. Now, they could both just try and attack you there. Don't think it's going to be enough to kill you, though. But you never know. Some big rolls, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Electric one. These have got a fair charge coming over here, plus Baraki. Leaves the Bruiser pretty vulnerable. I think I'm just going to keep applying pressure to this thing. So he's already in combat with it, the Crudger.
Yeah.
He's hiding probably from the camera down there. But can the Bruiser go in as well to that combat?
You could do a double charge there, yeah.
I think
even if there was no space, the Bruiser's nimble anyway.
He is, so he can go right that way, out there,
and then they'll slide down and push him up a bit.
So I think we'll do that. So the 6 wounds are for the Crudger, the 2 wounds are for the Bruiser. So I think they're both just going to have a go there.
Okay.
Basically.
I think that's probably the best option there. Try and get this guy.
Just try and get some
at
wounds.
least pinned down.
At least pin him down and get some wounds on him. Probably the best thing we can do. Okay. And there's no shooting. That's all we've got left. So let's do some combat.
Great. Who's up first?
Let's start on the big horde foot down there. See what we can do to that.
So
5 attacks from the Crudger.
Yep.
On 3s.
That's good.
Nice.
He is actually in combat, by the way, folks. He's just not going to stay on the hill very well.
Yeah, he's there. And I'm going to pop his skull pole as well because he's not used it yet.
Okay. He might not get another chance, so it's worth a go, isn't it?
It's worth a go, and they've all hit pretty much. So Crush 2 gives us 4 damage.
Okay, got them up to 6.
Up to 6. And then we've got the flank with the skulks, which will give us 16 attacks. My maths is right, they're 8 attacks each, yeah. Hitting on, they were
going to be hindered now,
because they come off of difficult terrain. So they're hitting on 6s. And
there's a few in there.
3 6s.
Yep. And can any of those be converted into wounds? On a 4, because they've got crush, haven't they?
They do have crush.
2 wounds.
2 wounds.
We've got them up to 8. So a cheeky double 6 waver.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I got a bit of extra damage on, so we're happy enough for that. And then over to this one on your big monster.
Yep. Who's first?
Let's do the little Crudger with his 5 attacks on 3s. All hit. That's nice. And he's crushed 2.
So 4s.
Not so good.
1
damage.
1 damage on the big boy.
And then the Troll Bruiser on 3s. And he's weakened.
Yeah.
So he's going to be on 5s. Nothing.
Just the 1 wound.
So just 1.
So he's going to be fine for now.
So he's okay. And that's it. I think that's my go.
Okay, that's everything done there.
Yeah.
So it's the end of your turn, so we just need to flip over the other remaining tokens. So we don't even need to roll, we know what they're worth now.
Yeah.
So that one's obviously a 0, that one's obviously 2.
2.
So we've got a 2-point objective right there. And we've got a big fat 0 down in the bottom left as you look at it here. So that's been taken off.
So it's your turn.
Yeah, so we know where all the objectives are now. So at the start of turn 6, I'm going to give you a little bit of an objective tour here. So we've got a 1-pointer behind my horde of black souls there. And my turn 6, so I can't really risk abandoning that. There's a 2-point objective here with no one currently eyeing it up too badly. There's a 1 point here, which is currently held by the Orcs. This horde isn't really going to be shifted off that anytime soon. There's a 2-pointer there with no one on it, but those golems are staring right at it. And there's a 1 point down here with no one looking at that one either.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're not going to be able to claim all the points on offer. Right then, into my turn 6, potentially my final turn, so I'm going to have to be decisive now. So I think the best thing to do is to not let this unit get flanked again. I'm going to have the Susan go into them. So all I can do, I think, with this unit now, I can't do I can't move away 1 inch because I'm attacked on both sides. So I think I could go backwards, and that's going to be pretty much it. Although, let me see, if I countercharge into them, actually, let me see if that leaves me within 3 of this objective.
It should do, shouldn't it?
So actually, because
it moved you down a bit, doesn't it?
So the centre is right there. So I would slide that way a bit. Do you want to lift him up a sec? Because I'm going to knock his flag over. Like that. Yeah, which is within 3. Okay, so I'll countercharge them.
Let's turn him around.
Yeah, so Basusu, maybe not necessary there, but I don't think she's in range to actually attack anybody else. I don't think she's in range to reach them, but I don't think she's necessary. So she's just going to come and land here in case there's a turn 7, and I need her extra attack power to go after somebody. Then we can try and weaken that horde, do a bit of damage to them that way. These guys are going to come and try and claim this very expensive objective there, and turn that way, so they're within 3 of that. Right, Bracky, do you want to just throw your life away to attack this horde? Probably the best idea, because they could mop up him in the next turn, and then maybe be in range to worry this objective in turn 7.
Yeah, potentially.
So, I think the best option is going to be charging him into them. He is mighty as well.
Okay.
So I'll do the regen for the guys that have already moved. So Bracky, no, and Basusu, yes. She's unhurt now. So the Greater Obsidian Golem. Do I even want to countercharge anybody here? Because if I do, I'm leaving myself in charge range for an overrun after Bracky dies of about 5-inch overrun, I think, just. So, Decisions.
So if you charge the Crudger and killed him, do you have to overrun, or can you choose?
No, I could choose to just pivot on the spot.
Because if you had to overrun that, that'd actually put you closer to them, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so if I countercharge the Crudger, I would slide down to about there.
Yeah.
Makes it unlikely that the overrun would succeed.
-6.
But is that still a risk I'm willing to take? Because that leaves you like here for turns. You could overrun that as well. Maybe get here at the start of turn 7. So I don't think I'm going to take that risk. I think he's actually going to withdraw and enjoy from you.
Yeah.
Turn that way.
Yeah.
And move 6 inches to there.
Okay.
And then, do you want to line him up correctly so I can check his facing as well, so I can see what you've got in your arc?
So they should be lining it.
So I'm out of your arc, I think.
Yeah.
The Bruiser's arc.
Yeah.
So I think that is the best I can do there.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to have to try and pelt the Bruiser with mortar shells.
Okay.
And I think everyone has moved. So, mortars. First one at the Bruiser. Let's go for...
I'm not sure that one can...
Let's go for... If that one can't see him, I might have to pick another target.
I'm not sure that one can see him because of the forest.
This one might have to go for... Maybe, can I see the Crudger? He's a bit further across.
Yeah, I think you can see the Crudger.
Okay, so let's have this one at the Bruiser.
Yeah.
Nope, and the other one at the Crudger, on 6s.
Yeah.
No. Then we're going to weaken your horde.
Okay.
With the Hexcaster. Yep, 1 hit, so they're weak.
Weak.
The tokens on the bruiser there.
There we go.
And are they defense?
Defense 4 because the Great Axe.
Okay, so they take 1 wound as well.
1 wound, yeah.
Then there's not much for the Ironcaster to do really, so he might as well turn around and is he in range to heal him? Well, is that touching the base?
Yeah, I think that was a bit short there.
Ooh, let's try this one then. He's in range of them, so I'll heal them.
Okay. Yes.
So yeah, they've got their wound back. And nerve check then for
Level 6.
I know because they're in combat now, so I don't need it.
Yeah.
So let's just go straight to combat. So I'll do Bracky first.
Okay.
On the horde, in the centre. On 3s, there is 4 hits.
2s.
2s to wound with vicious. So there's 4 wounds.
Put some on 5.
So can we get a cheeky double 6 to waver? Let's have a go. No.
Yeah.
So they're fine. And then we've got the Black Soul Horde.
On the Skulks.
Yep, so 25 attacks. 4s and 3s, is it, their defense?
Yep.
Quite a lot of failure in that. That is 5 hits. Lucky they're already wounded. And 3s. And vicious on that single failure there. So 5 wounds.
1 to 8, 9, 10, 11. 3 required to kill them.
Okay, there we go. Are they inspired by him as well?
They are, yeah, they're inspired.
First go.
Yep.
Second go.
Ooh.
Just. So off they go. And my unit is not going to rearrange itself. Actually, I suppose it could just face completely the other way. So it'll just turn totally round and face that way. So it is actually looking at the action while still remaining within range of the objective. And that is everything for my turn 6 then.
Okay.
So I'll just take some pictures of that.
And I shall plot your downfall in my turn. Okay, what do the Orcs want to do?
Okay, so we've got rid of one of the Orc scoring units now. So they've only got 2 left now.
I've got 2 scoring units left. Yeah. Now I was tempted to shuffle sideways and go claim 2 there, and then I've got 1 there.
That is certainly an option.
It's an option, but then you've got 2 there. You could turn them around and surge them up there. Well, it's turn 6. You need to turn 7, wouldn't you? So you've got that one there, haven't you?
Yeah.
Already. So the minute you've got 1. You've got 3 points at the minute. If I can equal it up to 3 points, then we definitely need a turn 7, don't we?
Yes.
But it's very tempting to just kill Bracky. But that'll leave me not scoring anything. So I think I'm gonna have to play for the turn 7, I think.
Yeah, because if you let's see, if Bracky's alive,
I mean, it is annoying that he can bang another 5 wounds on them.
he's not a scoring unit. He's unlikely to kill you, but he can also get in your way. So
Exactly.
whatever you think's more important.
He can get in the way. So let's just. So if I was to withdraw here, and then do a sidestep of,
Yes, you could go half your movement.
which would be 2.5. You don't round up, I don't think, do you?
No, you don't. It's just 2.5. So I
So
think
that-
you would be able to. Let's just check.
Can I get within 3 of that?
So do you want to put down a 2.5 counter there? So you
2.5.
will be able to get to within range of it.
Put me there.
Yep. You want to get onto the 2-point objective.
So let's do. I think I'm going to do that. So What that is.
Although you will be an inch further back, won't you? So that would be from there. I think it's still fine.
Yep. So withdraw.
Yep.
There. And then 2.5 that way.
Okay, so you're in range.
Okay, so that's
Are you
that.
in range of that one as well? No, I don't think you could be in range of both. Which is
No.
actually something I should have considered, really. Because if I'd left him there, he would be contesting that one with you, so you wouldn't have been able to do this manoeuvre. But you would have been able to potentially kill him.
Yeah, well, this guy can score, can't he?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's, at the minute, he's scoring that, isn't he?
Yeah, so it would be contested if I was still there.
Yeah. So if he.
So you're hoping for a draw and hoping there's no turn 7 at the moment.
Yeah. So if he sidesteps.
Yep.
And does his 2 regen before he forgets. And gets them back.
Okay.
That's nice. Then the Crudger can actually go off and charge Bracky. You never know, might potentially. Wavering or something. So go like that and then you go to me, is that right?
Yep. So for anyone following along at home, one option I also had, this unit, I moved them before the Greater Obsidian Golem. So what they could have done is stayed over by this one, because it was before I decided to move him.
Yeah.
So you want to plan out your moves in advance.
Yeah, because you ended up with 2 here, haven't you?
Yeah, so I'm going to need turn 7 to get that token as well.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking. And then they're not in range if there's a turn 7 though. Yeah, you're not going to.
If there's a turn 7, it looks very unlikely that you'd be able to salvage anything.
Oh.
But it's 50-50.
50-50, just doing what we can. Does the Crudger want to inspire the Horde and then hope they survive anything that's thrown at them in turn 7? Or can't get them even if I do 5 damage because they're only on 8, aren't they? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What's the nerve?
21, 23. So you could take them out.
Double 6. So double 6 could kill them twice with Missy.
And you've got another turn potentially as well.
Potentially got another turn. It could be worth trying to chip away at them with the Crudger.
Yeah, because I can't really charge him because it slides me away from the objective.
Yeah, exactly.
If he stays there.
Yeah, you don't want to keep moving away from that objective, do you? Susan, even if I ground her, she can still go off that way. So there's not a lot I can do. So I think he'll just risk it and we'll go for that turn 7 again and just keep fighting them. But you might get 2 more combats on them. Right. The tactics are just insane, aren't they?
Let's get a close up of all this sizzling action here.
People's minds are going to be blown at this. Right, combats. So, Crudger on Bracky. I think that's all my movement, isn't it? There's nothing left. So, 5 attacks on Bracky. 3 hits. Crush 2. 2 damage. Defense 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 damage.
Up to 3.
3, we're looking for a big nerve roll.
9, so not quite enough.
12, not quite enough. Good effort though. Good effort. And then the other one up there on your Horde. Oh dear, 2 hits. And nothing. So,
okay.
Well, he's not going to be taking that Horde out then. But it was on the table before that, but now vanished.
Right, I'm going to take some pictures before we do the critical turn 7 roll then.
The turn 7 roll, yeah.
So they've moved to within range of that objective. He's sitting on that one quite happily. Okay. So let me get the close-up camera out for this as well.
Should I roll this dice?
Which dice is it? Let's have a look.
Which dice should we roll? We go for a standard red.
Okay, if you want to roll it in there.
Right.
Crucial turn 7 roll here.
So it's a draw at the minute.
If it's a 1, 2, or 3, the game ends in a draw. Anything other than that, I probably win. It's a 4.
Ooh.
So we are getting a turn 7. And it almost took out my artillery at the same time.
That was the intention.
Okay, high drama there.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm still going to have to, I think, surge these guys. Because they can turn around to face directly the other way or just that way. So what kind of surge am I looking at here? To get within 3 inches, I'm going to need 4 out of 8 to get in range of that one. He's already in range of this one, so he can just spin round and sit there with his 1 wound.
Yeah.
They can countercharge him now.
Yeah.
Because why not, since they're already within 3 there and they can't be moved. Then, do I want to try and mortar the horde off, or do I want to charge the horde?
Got Bracky and Susan, haven't you?
I think Bracky and Susan
probably doing more damage.
might be better off killing the bruiser.
Oh, yeah.
So, let's have a piece of that action. Is Bracky in the front or the flank?
From that.
So, I'll have Bracky in the front, Susan in the flank, and we'll try and shift him off the 1 point objective.
Okay.
And then we'll mortar off that horde as well. And we'll weakness them, and then he is going to just come up here and surge them, hopefully, onto that objective. Okay, let's fire the mortars first. Let's roll all the dice together, because that went so well last time. Let's have these dice. Okay, all 4 mortar shots at the horde, right in the middle. Here we go. All 1 hit.
1 hit.
So that will be 5 hits though. So it's in the realm of possibility, maybe at the moment. 5 wounds.
5 wounds plus 110.
And then if I can do some weakness on them as well. Here comes the weakness. 1 hit, so they are weak, not that it'll make much difference now. And 1 wound from the weakness as well. They're up to 11. So can they be killed?
21, 23.
So yes, a double 6 twice would do it then.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do my surge over here. So I think I need 4 to get within range of this one.
I don't think you've had a bad surge yet, have you? So, ooh,
I don't think so.
nervous times. Yeah, you got it.
4. Exactly what was required. So they scoot forward 4 inches to there with a dice on their base, which leaves them just within 3 of that objective. Look how close that is. Okay. Combat. Oh no, we've got a nerve check on the horde. Double 6 twice. So I'm just going to roll 4 dice, and every single dice needs to be a 6.
Yeah.
To kill them.
Yeah.
Here we go. Didn't get any 6s at all. Okay. Let's start with the horde there. 25 attacks on the Crudger. 4s. This looks slightly below average. Might still be enough. What's his defense? 5.
Yep.
So 5s with vicious. We're going to need some of that vicious as well. Look at all those ones. Got 2 wounds so far. 2. And another 2, so 4.
4 wounds.
So what do we need to kill him?
He's 12, 14, I think.
There's 6, so he's going to be fine.
Yeah, he's okay.
Okay, and then this one here on the bruiser. This is quite an important one.
Yeah, this might hurt the bruiser.
So we'll do Bracky first. 6 attacks. 3s. And he hits with them all for a change.
Okay.
And crushing 3.
2s.
With vicious on those 1s. 5 wounds from him.
5 wounds.
And Susan, 7 attacks. 3s and 3s for Susan. She fails with 1 hit. And 5 wounds from her.
That puts him on 10 altogether.
Okay, so let's see if we can get rid of him.
12, 15, so we need 5 to kill him.
plus dread, so 4s.
4 to kill.
There's 5.
Twice.
And again. 9.
Yep.
So Bracky is going to overrun 5 inches, which is going to take him all the way over there. And Susan, I think she's already out in your arc, but I'm going to check anyway. See?
You probably don't want to overrun with her, do you?
Yeah, she's out the arc, so she's just going to stay there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's everybody then.
Yeah, okay.
So I'll just take pictures of that turn.
Yep.
And then we're going into your turn 6.
My turn 7.
Turn 7, yeah, that's right. So
I wanted it to end on turn 6. So, not a lot to do. Crudger will carry on fighting that horde. Might as well. I'm not going to kill any of these big defense 6 things down here. So, the Crudger might as well go for the target that's already wounded, which is Bracky. So, he'll charge Bracky. You never know, that we might be able to finish him off. And that is too far away, even if I was to get Gakamak's bloody banner back in range. That's too far away, and that would be too far away. So there's not really a lot the big horde can do. I don't think they can charge that little hex caster, or can they? Yeah, I think they can.
I think they might be able to see him actually.
Well, they might as well, because the game is a foregone conclusion. So they're going to charge.
Might as well take someone out with you.
That guy.
In a tournament situation, especially, you want to be taking out units just to rack up your kill point bonus if you know you can't score any more.
Did you eat anyone that round or the round before?
Yes, it was this round.
That round.
It shouldn't make a difference on him anyway.
It shouldn't be. So 5 attacks from the Crudger on your horde on 3s. 4 hits. And crush 2. So 3s again. There's 3 damage.
Okay, you got them up to 11.
11.
So double 6 would kill them.
Double 6, here we go. Oh, we were nearly 10.
So you've actually wavered them.
Wavered.
But it's turn 7, so it's not going to make a difference anyway.
It was a good effort. Let's do the big horde on your hex caster.
Okay, I don't think anyone's ever attacked my hex caster before. So I'm going to have to actually look at his stats.
And we've got Pathfinder.
Okay.
So it's 3s.
Defense 5. So 3s again.
No crush, because you weakened me, so we're only crush 1.
Okay, so 4s.
4s. 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 10 damage though.
So he's dash 11, so double 1 twice.
Once. Twice. So we killed him.
Hexcaster is no more.
And then let's see if we can finish Bracky off, because he's been a nuisance all game. With 5 attacks from the Crudger. It's 5 hits.
Okay, that's what you need.
Crush 2.
So 3s.
That's nice. That's 4 damage.
So he's up to 7.
Up to 7.
So you need 9 twice to kill him.
Oh, I didn't
It's
quite.
only a waiver.
It's 17.
So he's alive, and that's going to be the end of the game. So
Game 1.
this unit of Black Souls is scoring 1 point here. The Greater Obsidian Golem is scoring 2 points there. And the Lesser Obsidian Golem Horde just made enough surge on turn 7 to get back to that one, which they foolishly abandoned, to get 1 point there. And this Horde of Great Axe are scoring a 2-point objective there. So we're obviously not going to do a handshake in these troubling times. So let's just get rid of the close-up there. So, thoughts on that one then?
From my point of view, I'm not sure. It's quite difficult against the Abyssal Dwarfs.
Difficult to crack through the units, isn't it?
Difficult to get through, and then your Mortars are just continuously doing damage to stuff. I mean, that initial damage on the Morax was pretty horrible. And then taking that Troll Horde out in 1 hit. Just those little things can alter the game.
Yeah,
I wonder if I should have put the points in the corners and like really split and gone down the corners instead. Really had to split your army up. You don't have any drops really, do you?
My army wouldn't like splitting up. I've only got 6 scoring units, and the only one that can really cover any ground is the Gargoyles.
Yeah.
The half-breeds maybe, but they're going to get in combat, so they're getting killed anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, once you hit me with those mortars there, and I thought things were going to get a bit desperate in the middle. In my head I was thinking, if I'd have put some points over this side, I know this is a big piece of terrain here, but put some points down here, and just focused on having a wider spread, I think you'd have struggled to contain everything a lot more then.
The mortars, I think, in terms of number of hits, I think they ended up slightly below average for the game. But in terms of killing critical things, they did a good job.
It's the pacing, because even like trolls at defense 5, against pacing 2, you feel a bit safer. But pacing 3 with vicious and the extra D3, it's just ridiculous. So good.
So they managed to take out the trolls. They also wounded you 2 regiments as well, your big hitty regiments, which put them in the danger zone for combat.
Yeah, they put 7 on the first one straight away, didn't they? So.
And then it took you 1 round longer than you hoped to kill the golem horde as well. Because I think you needed 5, didn't you?
Yeah,
with an inspired nerve roll, so it's not guaranteed, but you'd hope to get it.
I hope to get it, but that So it was a little bit unfortunate, but it's a really difficult army to play against, and it's got the shooting at the back, it's got the mobility with the characters. Really difficult units to shift.
You almost killed enough scoring units to totally nullify my army in that scenario, though.
Yeah, it was a draw at turn 6, wasn't it? So it went to 7, and that's what it was.
I ended up having to leave some of my powerful units almost out of the game if I want to sit on objectives. I don't have anything like skulks to just sit around. Only the gargoyles, and they're against your army. I felt like they were necessary to stop you getting multi-charges on me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That's the end of that then. Let's have a look at the chat, see if anything's popped up in there. We've got, is it Themo or Thimo or Timo? Like those battles because you see all tactics. Yeah, if you want to watch the still image version of this battle, then wait a few days and you'll see that popping up. One went up last night actually with Empire of Dust against Ogres, if you want to watch that one as well. And I'm going to try and do more games like this. I was looking at Twitch possibly as a place to stream the games, to keep them separate from the battle reports, which will be on the same game, but wasn't really liking how that was looking, so I might keep it all on YouTube. We'll see. Let me know what you think, folks. Let me know if this is a juicy video format that you want to see more of. And perhaps you'll see more. It's pretty easy to get it all set up. I like the double webcam approach. I'll just go back and look at the quality of the second camera to decide whether I'm going to need to actually, at some point, invest in a better close-up cam, but it seemed to be doing the job all right. And obviously no tournaments anytime soon, probably. Some of them haven't been officially cancelled yet, but it's looking very likely.
It's looking bleak, isn't it?
There's the Easter Beaster, which I think is in a venue. Is that classed as a pub? So is that going to be officially closed now?
I'm pretty sure it will be because it's a social club, isn't it? And it serves alcohol. So
yeah, so I think that's going to be off. The Swords of Summer is still a little while off, but that's inside a big convention, which I'm sure would not go ahead if we're under the current public gathering instructions. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. And there's another one, which is in a game shop. There's one in Derby, isn't there, in May?
Yeah.
So we're not sure on that one yet either. But that one, if any was to go ahead, I would say maybe that one because it's in just a shop.
Yeah.
And it's not that big. So there's possibility on that one.
Yeah, unless the enforcement gets any stricter on what people can do. The ones in shops are more likely to go ahead than the ones that are held in more public places, aren't they?
So just to ease people's withdrawal symptoms, because obviously not a chance to play for that many people now compared to before. A lot of clubs are going to be shut and tournaments obviously aren't going to be happening, and less video content from some creators, I'm sure. I'm going to try and squeeze in as many games as possible. If restrictions are even worse, or if everyone that's within range to play against me gets into isolation, or if I have to go into lockdown, then I'll look at some other way of doing videos. I was looking at there are some solo dead zone rules for a kind of zombie invasion that I might do on video at some point and get the audience to play along with that. There are a few things that I can look at. So let's wrap this one up then. Don't forget to check out all the links in the description. Got all my various social media and fundraising sources down there. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. And I think all that remains to be said is, what time is it? Well, it's good afternoon then, not good night. Good afternoon out there, whatever you are.